I thought I set it for 5:15. I guess I didn't. What you want, little man? Huh? Morning, everybody. Even though there ain't nobody here yet, but good morning to everyone that's not here. Today's Monday, isn't it? Or is it a different day and I shouldn't be here? I don't know. We'll find out. Anyway, I need a Red Bull. I was sitting here, might have dozed off just a little bit. I'm not positive, but I'll be right back. Yeah, right a little bit. Need to go boy. Need to go boy. Hope everybody had a safe trip home from this weekend. Looked like the weather was coming, was hit and miss. Hey, Nate, how are you, buddy? I know Chris and Telly was there earlier in the week, and their campground got hit by a big storm. I'm talking blowing canopies across the campgrounds and everything, the way they talked. I remember being a dirt bike more than once, actually, dirt bike race. Ag morning gig and seeing, I call them easy ups, canopies, whatever. Easy ups are the originals. But I've seen them blow 30 feet up in the air like a tent and just flying across, 100 yards away. Well, every time I set mine up, camping or whatever, to race or whatever, I'd back my little Ford Escape up parallel with it, and I'd raise the hatch up underneath it, right? And I could sit there and I'd be under it, sitting on the bumper of the SUV. But I'd take 2 motorcycle straps on each end, run them down to my bumper, and then we always had a big cooler at the dirt bike race. I'd take one side, I'd put a big cooler, whichever side the wind usually comes from. You can usually tell, the wind's coming from the southwest or whatever. And I would use a motorcycle strap and hook the cooler handles and up and strap it down with that. I never had one blow away. I've seen it, but I was like, man, those things cost way too much money to let them blow across the parking lot. Yeah, dust storm Friday. You know what? I was going up to Roselawn, Indiana. You know where that's at? Up off 65 to an enduro race. And between Lafayette and there is some pretty open fields. I mean, by farmland standard, it's pretty wide open. And I remember coming home that day. I remember during the race, it was real windy. You know what I mean? I can remember coming home in that area right there of Interstate 65. There was a dust storm coming through. You couldn't hardly see. So I think I know. You're up north, aren't you, Nate? And if you are, I know what you're talking about. I've been through one up there. It's unbelievable. Hey, morning, Chris. You guys headed to work? Morning, Benoit ladies. But yeah, and I think that race would have been the spring one, Burr in the Bush or something like that. They called it because it started in a nudist colony. The pits were in a nudist colony. It was hilarious. But so they hadn't planted yet. So the soil, the fields were pretty dry still. I remember it. And, it was like, kind of like going through a snowstorm. You had to slow down, put your flashers on. Oh, cool. Yeah, it's nice to take the Monday after a long vacation week off. You got a lot of stuff to put up and everything. But yeah, that's wild. You guys had a dust storm this weekend. Man, my grass is so high. I went to put the lower drive belt on that I couldn't get the pulley off to get it on last time. I've had to watch a video. And when I dropped the deck down to take the deck out from under it, well, I got one of them safety switches to make sure you got the chute cover or whatever on where the opening for the blades and everything is. It's one of them safety switches, and I forgot about unhooking it, and it ripped it in half. And I was like, "Are you kidding me, man?" That was Friday or Saturday. I think it's Saturday, Friday. So I had to order one to be here today. So man, I'm telling you, it looks like a wheat field out there almost. Lost power even? No kidding. Wow. No kidding. No kidding. That's a successful fishing trip right there. I don't care who you are. 5 fish over 30 pounds. Nice, man. Nice. But I seen a house Friday morning early before it got hot because it was hot Friday, if I remember correctly. And so I'm going to work on that report this morning while I wait on the mailman. Some days he's here at 10, some days he's here at noon. So as soon as he gets here, it take like 3 minutes to put that switch on, and I'm mowing. And I'm going to be mowing for 2 days to get all the grass up. What a successful fishing trip, man. Did you do most of your fishing in the gorge? Chris, you know what you guys call the gorge is where you fish at? I'd love to retire down there. I wouldn't need nothing but a little 1 bedroom house. You know what I mean? Something real small in a small garage, and I'd be perfect. And I'd somewhere down there where then you're within an hour of good fishing. No kidding. A 37.5 flathead? Nice. Nice. Did she do the trifecta? No, just well, did you catch any channel? She could have had the trifecta. That's cool, man. Did she like it? I know one day she wasn't feeling good or something, if I remember correctly. I better kill my camera while I'm smoking. Some people it bothers. Hey, you know what? My pastor had been on vacation for 2 months. Him and his wife took a trip out west to see the country. And he said that while they were at the Grand Canyon area or whatever, that he fished the Colorado River and said they were channel catfishing, and it was one after another, just until you got tired of catching them. Didn't say how big they were, but I didn't know. I thought, it was kind of sketchy out that way for catfish, but he said that he caught just, one after another. Said he was camped where they had their motorhome pulled in. It was like right next to the river. You just sit out there and catch fish after fish. She did. Oh, that's cool, man. Yeah. But yeah, I guess he said that, in fact, the next time I talked to him, I'm asking him how big they were, how big the channels were. Because he said they kept, each time he fished for them, they kept, 4 or 5 and cleaned them and ate them. I like it. But man, I've been so bummed trying to get my freaking llama. And then my buddy Glenn has got the zero turn. Him and Vance took off on a motorcycle trip for a week, so I couldn't go get his darn zero turn. I should have had him brought it over and dropped it off. And I could get the yard mowed with it first, but whatever. I'll throw my headphones in and mow. I'll just mow and mow and mow. So I'll probably end this either 7:30, 8 o'clock so I can get some of that report done before I start mowing today. But it was good that I changed all the belt stuff because when I had the deck off, I turned it up on its side, and there was probably 2 inches thick of grass up in there. You know what I mean? So I had to I got a scraper and scraped all that stuff out of there and cleaned it all up. And the float bolt stuck on the carburetor because the gas was running out of it the other day. And I was, researching online. I guess the carburetors are notorious for it. And you can buy a different one. They're not expensive, like through Amazon or something, a replacement kind. It's a different kind, but it's made for that mower. So I think I'm going to do that because I couldn't figure out why I didn't have no gas. I put gas in it, and because I had it jacked up and everything, it was just sitting in front of the garage door, in the driveway. I still don't know if the drive belt I put on is going to work right or not. I haven't even tested it yet because of the darn switch. I almost looked up how to bypass it and just wire it direct, you know what I mean? But I thought, man, if you do that and you do something wrong, you might burn something up, so you better not. I mean, I had a few dirt bikes that had a switch in the clutch lever that if you didn't have the clutch pulled in, it wouldn't start. Oh man, Gig, I'm telling you, I actually dumped it all. I swept it all up with a snow shovel and put it in the trash can. And then when the trash guy came Thursday, hey Skeeter, morning. And I went to get the trash. The lid, actually was flipped open, and you could still smell that nasty old stale grass up under there. You're right. How you doing, Skeeter? Good to see you, man. 11 channels total, weight over 100 pounds. You guys are awesome, Ben. Well, I'm telling you, man. I gotta hang out with you. I gotta hang out with anybody. I just gotta have patience, man. I get a little frustrated sometimes. I just started back to work, so money hadn't even started coming in yet. My first set of checks should be in any day now, and right now it's been consistent, like 2 appraisals a week. So those will start rolling in, every week before long. Been busy with YouTube, have you? Nice. I've been kind of taking a break. During the week I'm around a little bit, and then on the weekends not too much. But it's nice out, and I got a lot to do. I'm going to go get my Easy Up and set it up on the back deck and strap it down. And I already got like a mat that goes out. It's like 9x9 or 6x10 or something like that. I'll put it out there and then put the Easy Up where I got shade. And, I need to get a table and a couple chairs to sit out there. I need a breakfast nook. Nothing expensive, but just a breakfast nook because the corner of the kitchen down there is perfect for it. It's got a window on each side, and I think I want to do that. No kidding. Yep. See, I got some, what are they called? Morning glories to plant. I'm going to plant them on around the base of my mailbox where they'll grow up over the mailbox. You know what I mean? Now that it's past Mother's Day, I can plant them. Tilled the garden. My neighbor was tilling his garden yesterday. And I need to get a couple of sunflowers actually too. I dig sunflowers. I thought about out there where the pond is, planting one about every foot all the way across there. And then it'd grow up. There'd be sunflowers, right? Because it ain't a pond. It's a swamp thing it's a water drainage place from the fields and crap. I mean, it ain't a pond. I think I'm going to. I always used to have sunflowers. I always used to grow tomato plants too, man. I just, last year was bad. I didn't do anything last year because of Dad. He was so bad. I literally couldn't hardly do anything. it was like having a toddler around your house that instead of learning to walk, they're forgetting how to walk, and they're a lot harder to pick up than a toddler. And so last year was a hard year. I'm not gonna lie, it tested me, and so now I just got to be patient this year. You know what I mean? I get in a hurry. I think I want to do everything now, and it's like, slow down, give everything time. The first thing is to start making a little money, and then I can start working on doing the things I want to do. Like I was going to go fish the midnight tournament with Chris and him, and I just can't do it. I may end up, like I said, if the lawnmower don't work, I may end up having to buy a lawnmower even, and I can't do that. I ain't gonna lie to you, I gotta sell something to do that. But that's what we call life. And no matter, that's like I tell my mom, because she can't see and she gets real bummed sometimes. And I'm like, Mom, at least you're alive and you got your brain. Your brain's still sharp. I understand how frustrating it is not being able to see, but it could be worse. She made me promise her if she starts to get like that I'd put her in a home. And I told her, I said, I will. I said, if you start getting that way, I'll tell you, Mom, I think you're getting a little bit like that. Maybe it's time. Yeah, Saturday night, man, what did I do Saturday night? I can't even remember. When did I go fishing? I don't even remember that. You go. I'd need about 10 of them. Borrow Danny and Parker, yep. Damn, dog, I can't believe, I'm sorry I missed that. I can't even remember what I done Saturday night. I bet I went to bed early because I had messed with that lawnmower for hours Saturday. I can't remember. Oh, I forgot. After the lawnmower debacle, I thought, well, I'll go weed eat everything and have it ready for when I get the grass mowed. And I go out and get the weed eater out, start weed eating. The head breaks. The part that goes up in there, and you bump that bottom part where the little tabs go up in there. One of them broke off. I'm like, God, why you don't want me to do no yard work this week or what? What's going on here? So I ordered a new head for that. It came. I got to put it on. Little raisinets everywhere. Yeah, I never thought about that. There's a place where you turn to go and pay to get your bank permit at the Muncie Reservoir, the city park. You either pay for the year or buy one. I only get one. It's $3, I think, or something like that. But right where you turn, there's a guy got a big fence in there, and he put a bunch of goats in a little house thing for them and stuff. And I think he's maybe starting like an organic uh, farm thing there on the other side of the house. He's got some, looks like greenhouses and stuff he's putting up. And there was a sign there said something about organic something. Like an organic goat, maybe. If you get daylight here before long, the birds are up. I can hear them chirping. See, I got to power wash the house too, man. What did you use? Did you order like something that you spray on it and then it washes right off? Slip down a rock cliff. Yeah, I gotta look up. I gotta get some stuff because I done the garage last fall, and I didn't know you could get stuff to spray on it and then just hose it off. So I literally cleaned it with a power cleaner. Just back and forth. It took forever and a day. And then someone said, well, you can order stuff to spray on there, and then you just spray and it comes right off. Yeah, it would have been some real good information. because that water was cold in the fall. I've kind of been waiting, for it to warm up a little bit to start doing that, because I don't care. I'll get soaking wet regardless. Man, we had some storms last week come through here. What day was it? I went and shot them comparables. Tuesday maybe, or Wednesday, one or two. I was coming back. It was raining so hard you couldn't see. I actually pulled into the bank, and it's an old bank that's closed actually. And I pulled in and sit underneath its drive up for a while, waiting for the rain to quit. It was raining so hard, and it rained that hard for probably 20 minutes, I'd say. So there's got to be. I know the river here was up, which means it's flowing down that way. So I imagine, the Ohio start coming up some. Hey, Gig, you're right. That thing about having somebody come and cut it. I remember one time, guy on the golf course, I was sitting there having lunch with him one day. I was talking about, man, I'm going to go home and mow yard. He said, how much you make an hour at work? And I told him how much I made. He said, you could pay someone to mow your yard. Let's say it takes half your hourly wage. You're still making money while you're at work and getting your yard mowed at the same time. I'm like, that makes sense. But that's why Mom said something about having Justin come over and mow it. And I'm like, nope. I said, he won't do it right. That's one thing I don't know. I like my grass to look nice. And I don't know if it comes from having a crappy yard when I was a kid or what, you know what I mean? But so I like to mow it myself. I want it to look nice when I get done. I just need a little bit bigger lawnmower, to be honest with you. It's 2 acres. I would say at least 1.75 acres of it is all grass. And then you got the house and the driveway and stuff. And it just takes a while with my little 30-inch deck. But I am not going to complain. It could be so much worse. They put a new roof on our church. It's not a big church, but it's okay size. $110,000 for shingles, new shingles. And Pastor even said that wasn't the high bids. But there's a lot of square shingle there too. I know that, a lot. I don't know if anybody watched Indy 500 qualifying or whatever, but I like the format they use now. Used to be they determined, and it used to be 2 weekends. There were, back then there were enough cars, and it was, popular enough that they had 2 weekends of qualifying, and the last weekend of the month would be the race. But now they only do 1 weekend. And on Saturday, everybody qualifies, okay? And the 12 fastest qualifiers are locked in. And they go on Sunday. In the last part of qualifying, they get to run against each other for the pole, which is pretty interesting because you get one shot at it, and it's pretty gnarly. And then during the day on Sunday, before they do that, hey, morning, Uncle Lou. During the day Sunday, before they do that, if you didn't qualify in the top 33 on Saturday, you get to try and qualify. And, I think you can even go out a couple of times if you want. No kidding. Yep. Home ownership, kind of like a boat, only on a bigger scale. But yeah, so the new qualifying format, it's not new. It's been that way for a few years now, but I like it because the last thing they do, I think, is run the 12 cars, and they get one pass, not one lap, but one. There's 4 lap qualifying. That's how they do Indy, and it's pretty decent. You know what I mean? It's pretty exciting, that last hour or so of the qualifying on Sunday. So I watched that. Next week's the race, and that means I'll be sitting on my lawn chair either somewhere or on my back deck listening to the pre-race and waiting on the start. Even though I can watch it on TV, I still to this day listen to it on the radio. Because that's just how we always done it my whole life growing up. You know what I mean? It was always blacked out here. And so usually we'd be on a boat somewhere. But back then the Indy 500 was a pretty big thing. You know what I mean? It was a happening. The whole month of May used to be so cool back then. I don't know what happened to it. The USAC sprint or the split or what, cart. That's what it was, wasn't it? The split from cart and all that stuff. Took them one day. Oh yeah, no doubt, Nate. Yep. Come in and start at daylight and go home just after dark, and it's done. Cleaned up, nails magnetized out of the yard, everything gone. So how many people was in the crew at $18,000 for one day's work? Do you think the nails are picked up? Probably not. I forget what. My buddy had a big magnet thing, a square plate with a rope on it and a handle, and he'd walk around the house with it and it'd pick the nails up. He's a riffer guy. In theory, it picks the nails up, I should say. But I'm with you, not all of them. Allergies, man, this pollen's got to go eventually. I don't know how long. Huh. Made biscuits and gravy for dinner last night. Yes, it was awesome. Thank you, Uncle Lou. Shout out. Because he'd give me his recipe, how he done it a while back, and I had it saved somewhere, either on my phone or written down somewhere, and I looked all over for it and I couldn't find it. I was like, man, please, please, please don't be out fishing or something. And I text him, what's the recipe for the biscuits and gravy? Dun, 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 dun. I started tinkering with AI yesterday. Uh, Still seeing nails, yep. It it wasn't making nothing like you know, backgrounds for your computer or whatever. It was I wanted to type up some papers and I wanted it to be worded right. And I wasn't real sure what I wanted to say, but I knew what the gist of what I wanted to say was, if that makes sense, you know. And I thought I'll try that Chat GPT stuff or whatever it is. And so I Google and find out, you know, how to get to it or whatever. And you can do it via voice text or like a regular typing type chat. And I ended up telling him what the topic was, and I said I would like it formatted with bullet points and questions at the end after we discussed the topics. You know what I mean? And it was awesome. It typed everything out and I formatted everything. It was really pretty neat. I equate it to how would I word it? I equate it to a automatic electronic encyclopedia Britannica, and it worked out pretty well. Actually, I was pretty happy. Let me see. It because I had questions about something, and I wanted to put it in a written format, but I wasn't sure how I wanted to word it. And it done it for me. And it had bullet points and questions. It was pretty cool. I shall be using it again, I'm pretty sure. I didn't get into. I guess there's, you can, just like anything else on the internet, there are, AI sites that you can pay to use, and they do all kinds of real, crazy stuff. But that's not what I'm after. But it was a good experiment. I done that why NASCAR race was on yesterday evening. And what gave me the idea, this guy Wednesday night, I think it was, on Bible study or whatever at church, and he got up and was, teaching that week or whatever, and he had mentioned that he used, AI to help him research the things he was talking about. And so I went up and asked him afterward about. I said, how do you access the AI stuff and things like that? And he told me about how to do it, and then you can just tell it what you want it to do, and it'll do it for you. But I did find that when you're doing the free thing, you're only allowed X amount of analysis each time for one day. I mean, tomorrow or today at 7:45 p.m. I can come back and I can start over again or do another one. So I learned that you want to use your time wisely, I guess, for lack of a better explanation, as far as getting it for free, doing what you need to do. But I'm computer suave now, Rico suave. Oh yeah, the biscuit and gravy. Yeah, simple but good. You're not lying. Uncle Lou, and it comes out the same way every time, and it actually works perfect. And then that sausage I had was, from locally sourced hog farm here. Local farmer. I guess organic is what you would call it, but it was real good. Had a good flavor, and I just thought it sounded like. I mean, it was one of the things that hit the spot. I've been hungry for something and couldn't figure out what it was, and I think that was it. You know, Nate, we are talking about sunflowers. My background on my computer right now is a sunflower field. I remember I used to drive by one up in Wisconsin. I used to think it was the coolest thing, man. All their heads would be down in the morning when you come by, and you come by in the afternoon home, and they'd all be up looking around. That's what I called it. And too many people get up at 5, I guess, is there? I got up at 4 because my little friend wanted to go out and use the bathroom. And I went back there and laid down for 15 minutes or so and thought, man, dude, you better get up. If you're going to get anything done today, you need to get up and get busy. Okay, ladies, have a good day, man, and be safe driving to work. I know 12 hours go fast, though. Don't worry. Work 4 12s and you got what? 8 hours overtime? Yeah, I give 4 12s, give you 8 hours overtime. I could do that every week and be off on Friday. Morning, Curtis. I don't see Curtis anywhere. Which Curtis you talking to? Hello, Monday, ladies. Yeah, Curtis, he don't come up on my lives, but that's all right. I understand. Not a problemo. Oh, okay, that's what that is. No, 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 no. I got to email one of these lenders. I was supposed to have the check from them by the 16th. Today's the 19th, isn't it? Yep. We're going to have a talk. Oh, what else do I need to do? Essence of True Discipleship. That looks interesting. Man, how many pages is it? I wonder. Oh, 23. Cool. I might read that later. Yeah. Dog, when you're talking about live Saturday, it was all you got, the Castaway Crew people or whatever it's called. Is that what it was on? I gotta read these things on the software, man. I gotta sit down and do that. It's so boring, though. It's hard to do. Oh, there we go. Hey, Josie, 803, Panfish Man. How are you, buddy? Panfisher Man, Bluegill Heaven. I've seen some nice bluegills this weekend. I do need to go catch some of them and cook some up. There's a lot I could do and a lot ain't getting done. I'm gonna have to get with my cousin or my son or someone, someone come over and help me clean the house. Because there's only so many hours in the daytime, you know what I mean? Hey, morning, Curtis. I I got to work or do some work anyway, and then like try to keep the yard up and cook and plan to what we're going to eat and crap like that. Plus, try to figure out time to clean the house too. And go to Walmart and spend $400 on crap on Wednesday. Doesn't sound like any fun. I'm not a fan of the Walmart thing. Bum, 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 bum. But it could be worse, correct? I'm actually pretty blessed. But just sometimes you get a little frustrated, it's human nature, I suppose. Everybody does. don't know, were both of these in that thing? I don't think they were they? I think it was just one. Yep. Oh, God, I lost the plastic to it. You know, my shin still hurts, even though, we done x-rays and everything when I was there, but it still hurts. Seagulls. Good morning, Sandy Toes. How are you today? Am I getting text? Yeah, I guess I am, ain't I? That receipt there, those got to go back. Been a big week. What's been big about there, Sandy? Fill me in. How can you make that not do that? Which button makes it quit doing that? There we go. That's the one, man, right there. The one that says notifications. That's the one you got to make it go quiet. Got it. Got it. At least it's been a couple really nice days. Thank you, God. And the wind. Except for the wind, man. But, you can't have everything, I suppose. It's been pretty windy. And I think it's going to be nice today and tomorrow, and then we might get rain. As long as it stays nice today and I can get everything done, I don't care if it rains then. That's what I need to do. We had a boat. Oh, really? How cool. Had a boat regatta yesterday. Got a schmooze with the Italian jet boat team. That's cool. Did you go on a jet boat ride? That would have made it even cooler. Yeah, that in that chat GTP thing or whatever. That's kind of the format it done it in. You see what I mean? Bullet points, lines, headline or headings. Very cool. Sure would have come in handy years ago when, like if you're taking classes and stuff like that. And had I not run out of inquiry time or whatever they called it something, I forget what it was, I would have got a little bit more, but this is enough for what I need to do right now. Because today at 7:45 p.m. I can start over again and finish up the questions I had. It has to do with some church stuff, is what it is. The internet's a pretty amazing thing. Flick you a message. Oh, cool. Like for instance, my lawnmower, I needed to figure out how to change the belts. I come in, I get on YouTube, and there's a video on how to do it. I want to do a study thing for church, and I come in and click on AI and literally talk to it and tell it what I want to do, and that's what it came up with. I'm like, this is cool. And my chat person on my AI has a lady with a British accent. Boy, we are, ain't we, Gig? Goodness gracious. 77. Golly, man. 77, the year after the bicentennial. Yeah, wow, 77. Sometimes it blows my mind when you think about stuff like that because it just seems like, to us, because, we were there, it doesn't seem like it was that long ago, really. And all of a sudden, it's 40 some years later, and you're like, man, it just seems like yesterday. Like the 80s just seemed, it seemed like it was just the other day to me. You start thinking and you realize, goodness, it's been a long time. Hmm. Well, isn't that special? That's special. I know this operator's manual was about worthless. I guess it came with a service manual or a user's manual, but I don't know where it's at for the lawnmower. But I'll get the garage cleaned out and find it. Because I don't know where all my service manuals are. I got a bunch of different kinds for motorcycles. Hey, morning, still in you. How are you, buddy? I think I got a plan on starting the garage. I've been trying to figure out, where to start as there's so much crap in there. And I'm going to use my little trailer I got, and I'm just going to start. I'm going to take every single thing that would be a tool or would be in the garage out of the garage and put it on that trailer. And then I'll figure out what I'm going to take out next and throw away. Thanks, 217. Good morning, buddy. How are you? It's good to see you. Good to see you, man. Because right now it's, I got two trash cans. Use one for the house and one to start putting stuff in to throw away. It'd take me all summer to get this stuff all thrown away. And then Mama, well, we could take some of that stuff to Goodwill. I'm like, no, we can throw it in the trash. I'm not taking it anywhere. I'm not, no. I think I said something. I could take it and set up on the corner of one of them highways like them people do with stuff for sale and just spread it all out and have it all for sale. Here, buy my junk. No, it's not all junk. I got an air compressor, a bench grinder. I got a lot of tools, man. I didn't realize how many tools I had. But my garage in Noblesville was pretty big, you know what I mean? So I could pretty much fix whatever I needed or make whatever, you know what I mean? I did sell my welder and my drill press to some guy a couple years ago, just because I figure my days of fabricating and stuff like that are pretty. Sometimes you just got to realize, where you're at in life. And with my hands right now, I'm pretty limited on what I can do. I know it took me a while to be able to get bolts started with only two of my three fingers or my five fingers wanting to work. I think that reminds me. I think I have a doctor's appointment today or this week, Wednesday, for that. I gotta open the door a little bit so I can hear my birds. Oh, you're okay. Jill, stay right there, honey. I know one thing. It's good to get out and work on stuff. My body's sore, but it's starting to move better. I know getting your fat self up and down off the ground, man. Realize how long it's been since you laid on the ground and fixed something. I do have a big. We had one of them bench swings that had like a top on it or whatever, and had cushions on the bench. And I think branch or something fell on the swing itself. It got trashed, but I've been using the cushion from that. I lay it down on the ground and I lay on it when I'm working on stuff. Good morning, Dee. How are you? It's so good to see you today. Use it or lose it. That's right. You know, I did read a good article about 90/90, and it's about clearing clutter. If you haven't used it in the last 90 days and you don't see yourself using it in the next 90 days, then you probably don't need it. Which, back when in our day, when you fixed everything and stuff like that, that wasn't necessarily true. Well, now everything you buy is pretty much disposable, you know. Washing machine quits running, it's cheaper to buy a new one, they say, you know, than fix it or whatever. Oh, okay. Here, let me pull it up and see if I can find it. No. Come on now. Where'd you send it to? Oh, I see. Hold on. No. No. Wait. Where did you send it? Send it toes. Mm-hmm. Over the rainbow. That's just who I am. Oh, John Parker. I have to watch that. Hmm. Oh, emails. Okay, cool. I may be able to get them on my phone and I can show them on the thing. No. Which email did you send it to there, Sandy Tandy? I'm looking. Don't see it in that one. Oh, okay, yeah. That's the good one right there, too. I have to look it on my PC and not my phone. No, don't you even start that. No. It's nobody wants to hear you bark this early in the morning. You hear me? Here. And let the birds come and eat the June bugs. Come on. You hear? Let them birds come and eat the June bugs. Look out. There, don't bark at the neighbor. You see them every day. Hold on, Jill. I'm getting it. There we go. What are you barking at? That grass is as tall as you are, ain't it? Ah, half moon. Yep, that grass is the highest it's been since I moved in here. Driving me crazy. Let's see here. Let me find it somewhere. Over the rainbow, you want to shoot people, but it's against the law. Yeah, Joe Biden diagnosed with aggressive prostate cancer. That's horrible. I don't like him, but I don't wish that on nobody. YouTube Live on your channel, Monday, new reply. Huh. Okay. I don't see it, huh? No, you got to add a. That's the wrong email. It's got to have a 22 after OFASD Racing. Do I have the wrong email on my profile? No, I don't, because I got emails from YouTube. See you, Gig. Be careful out there, man. Good luck today. I'll say a prayer you catch a lot of fish. Jesus likes those fishermen, man. He liked them so much he made a couple disciples out of them. Hold on, little guy. There you go, buddy. There you go. Man, I got to check. Something's wrong with my hummingbird feeder. I filled it up Saturday and it's empty. And unless there's 1,000 hummingbirds zooming in there and eating all at once, it's leaking somewhere. Wouldn't you think? I would think anyhow. Let's see. I don't want to see that photo, Christy. Thank you anyway. Upcoming VA appointment. Dang, I got a lot of them on the 21st. What's the one on the 12th? I don't recognize that one. I'll have to look into that. I got Wednesday. I wish it would say what it tells you the date and the time, but it doesn't say what it's for. Yep, sorry, honey, I don't see him nowhere. I'm looking everywhere. At least I found where all my YouTube stuff goes. It goes to my social folder that I didn't know I had actually. Man, I don't care how much water I drink. My mouth is still dry all the time. I wonder if it has something to do with one of the medicines I take or something. You know what I mean? All right, Gig Man. Be safe, buddy. See, yes, he wears the shoes of a fisherman. That's something you want me to Google or whatever there, Gig? Let's see. Shoes of the fisherman. Yes, he wears the shoes of fisherman refers to metaphorical meaning of the phrase the shoes of the fisherman, which is a novel and movie about the Catholic Church and its leaders. Shoes represent the papal mantle, the responsibility and challenges that come with being Pope. The novel and movie explore the transformative journey of a cardinal. Huh, interesting. I will have to check it out. Shoes of the Fisherman by Morris West. That can't be it. What's the year on this one up here? Okay, cool, dude. Thanks for the info. I see. There's actually a book called what's the name of it? There's one book called The Shoes of the Fisherman, and there's another something that's called Walking in the Shoes of the Fisherman by Vincent Midwalk. Vincent Midwalk, that's funny. Okay, Sandy Toes, I'll do it. I see what you're saying there, Gabe. Cool. Jesus is a good guy to have on your side, man. Mm-hmm. Let's go see. Okay, that's cool. That's cool, man. Thank you for sending this out. There we go. Oh man, look at the old Woodies. Those are cool. My mom and dad had a 1968 Chris Craft that was all solid mahogany and stuff like that. It was awesome. Look at that. That's pretty cool. Bam. Look at all the older boats. How cool is that? I dig old boats, man. Oh man, how nice is that? Man, you wouldn't even. That wood is so beautiful. I bet those sounded good too. I remember went down the Ohio River one time to just spend the weekend and hang out in Madison, and used to be a little place, Carrollton, across the bridge from Madison that had this little restaurant, bar, hotel thing we stayed at. But when we were coming back through Madison, there was a bunch of stuff going on the bank at Madison, and they have a regatta there where they race the big boats. I guess they're jets now. Back then they weren't. Back in the 60s, there were like these 12 cylinder aircraft engines and stuff. And they were filming a movie with Walter Matthau about the city of Madison used to have a boat it sponsored called the Miss Madison. And they were making a movie about it. And so we pulled over and parked and walked down there to watch. And they actually said, you got to go over and get in. They had a bunch of people on the bank. And, the whole shoreline was full of people like it would be at the regatta. And so we got in the crowd scene, they wanted everyone cheering and yelling and everything when the boats went by. But I remember my dad said, you know what? You'll probably never hear that sound again of all them boats with those 12-cylinder airplane engines in them. They make a distinct sound. Where now they're all jet boats. And I was like, yeah, because I was a little kid then when they went down there. I was maybe 5 or 6, so I don't remember much of it. Well, I don't know how to do that. You know what I mean, Sandy? It's because that's on the pictures came on my PC. I'm on my laptop here. I guess I can try to hold the laptop up, pointed at the PC. Hold on. Killing me, Smalls. Killing me, Smalls. Let's see what we got here. Okay. Go here. Hit cam on like so. Pick the laptop up and point it at the PC. Can you see him? Oh, I'm trying to watch over the shoulder of it and see. How do I get it to? There we go. Okay. Don't move. I don't know which way to go to make it get in the center because it don't want to get in the center. Nope. This way more. I don't know. That shit's too hard for me. You know how early it is. I know I was getting ready to say, I hope I don't drop my laptop and break the thing off. I've never broke one off like that, but I'm sure it could happen. Mm-hmm. But yeah, there's some pretty nice. They're not jet boats; those are shaft drive, mid-engine shaft drive boats. I'm pretty sure. That's how old Chris Craft was. It had a drive shaft that come down below it with the propeller on it. I don't know what that's about right there. That's something that don't pertain to me. And bam. Good morning, Curtis.
Morning, Buggy.
Good morning, Curtis. How you doing today, buddy?
Pretty good. I heard you talking about the Indy. Did you see the wrecks?
Yeah, there was a couple gnarly ones, wasn't there?
Yeah, tore up the track. The
Yeah.
yellow car did.
Yeah, could you imagine hitting the wall going 230 mile an hour?
No.
Yeah, me neither, to be honest with you.
Holy moly.
I don't know if anyone remembers, but there was an Indy 500, and it's been in the last 20 years, I would say. And someone crashed, but coming out of one, and the car's sliding down the track, and the front of the car's tore off, and the guy's legs are hanging out the front.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah, and that's why they have some of the foremost foot and ankle surgeons in the world in Indianapolis.
Heck yeah, I thought it was pretty cool. The guys that are racing the cars and stuff, and the pit crew members and all that, before they're out there practicing, they're out there shooting holes in golf out there.
I've actually parked on that golf course. It used to be back when it was real popular. It used to be there'd be over 100,000 people for the opening day of qualifying.
Oh yeah, that's freaking awesome.
And we'd leave real early and get there and get in line, and you'd drive under the track and park in the infield. We'd take coolers of beer and grills and stuff, and
yep.
Because you go up qualifying, qualifying starts in the morning time, but there was always a time of day from about 2 to 4 where they would quit running because the track would just be too hot.
Yep.
I don't know why it's not hot like that anymore, and that would be when we would go back to the truck and fry up some hamburgers and stuff like that. I remember me and 2 other guys went one time. We drank 3.5 cases of beer and stopped and got beer on the way home.
Do they let kegs in there anymore?
I don't think so.
Mm.
I know it used to be. Dad and them in the 70s took they had a converted school bus that they used to drive to the national motocross races.
Yeah.
And, the back had a place you could load bikes in and shit.
Yep.
They took it to the 500 in 1 year with 2 kegs of beer and stuff in it.
Yep.
Back when turn one, they called it the snake pit. And if you can find any stories about the snake pit at Indy in the 70s,
Mm-hmm.
do yourself a favor and check it out. There used to be a big picture gallery you could find that had all the pictures from back then.
Yeah. Hello, Miss Sandy.
Man, this will make you feel old. Bob Seger turns 80 years old.
Mm.
Damn. I've seen him 3 times in concert, man. Phenomenal. He would rock your body.
I know when Gig was talking about Smoking the Bandit earlier, I'm sitting here watching Ghostbusters.
Really?
Yeah. I was trying to watch a lot of I think it's The Gathering, I think that's what they call it. I was trying to watch a lot of that this weekend, but not very many people were as live as I thought would go live.
Yeah, I just seen where Trophy Seekers had the one live there when they were to Shelter House. Other than that, I
Yeah.
didn't see much.
Uh, Laura the Explorer, she was live at the same time that was going on. She had a thing going on at the same time, so I was kind of bouncing back and forth from them two.
Oh
I
yeah,
thought
that's
I
cool.
thought it was pretty cool. There's a lot of big flatheads caught this weekend.
I noticed that too. Somebody caught a big one from the bank, man.
Trying to remember who that was. I almost wanted to say Big Mike because he always catches big
Yeah,
fish.
no, it was Chris something or Mark maybe.
I don't know.
I don't remember. It was Friday night, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think it was Friday night. Yeah,
And referee at the hockey game got nailed with a stick right above the eye. That'll bleed a lot.
those were good games this weekend too.
Was they? Yeah, I didn't
Oh
see
yeah,
them. Yeah. I think motocross starts this weekend. Month break or so between Supercross and motocross.
yep. I'm not 100% sure, Miss Sandy. I'd have to relook. If Mister Hooks and Hammocks was still in here, he probably could tell you. So I think Miss Telly caught the second biggest.
Oh yeah, I forgot. What was it? That paid a lot of money, didn't it? Like $1,000 or something.
Yeah, but the kind of people that Miss Telly and Mister Chris from Hooks and Hammocks are, they just went ahead and put that money back, gave it back for next year
Yeah.
to help the gathering. That's the kind of people that Chris and Telly are.
Hmm. And they make really good money too.
But I was just trying to say they're good people.
They are good people. They invited me to go fish the 24-hour thing with them, and I told them I would, but I didn't even know it's this coming weekend. I can't afford it. I can't swing it.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm so far behind on everything now anyway with the lawnmower messing up that hopefully this week the weather will stay decent and I can get the yard caught up. The house needs cleaned really bad.
I think it was a 51 or 52 flathead, and I think Telly's was in the 40s, maybe.
He said earlier, well, he said, I don't remember now. He said what they caught this weekend.
They caught a lot of fish.
Yeah, that's what he said. And he said that he had like what he said, 2 over 30. Trying to remember what it said. Now I can't remember verbatim what it was. Two dead after Mexican Navy ship hits the Brooklyn Bridge. Anybody see that?
Yeah,
The
it's
big
all over. It's all over the place.
the big 3-mast schooner. I'm
Yep.
like, what are you thinking? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's why Mexico doesn't have a real navy, and that's why. Lord forbid they had a nuclear powered submarine. Yeah, the ship's really, I mean, it's a really cool boat, big old 3-mast schooner from back in the day, but dang, man, you hit a bridge. I'm pretty sure that the fine for that may be pretty steep. 'Cause they'll
Hmm.
have to inspect that bridge and make sure it wasn't structurally damaged. And if it was, that's not going to be good.
Not to mention that's one of the most famous bridges.
Yeah,
Groups I go to.
that's one of the. I forgot what I was going to say now. Never mind. Boy, the Beavers sure put a whooping on Angel Reese and her team this weekend, man. Jeez, dude.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
forgot. I forgot the message, Uncle Lou, about
yeah,
that foul.
yeah. Well, if you watch the other angle on that, she pushed her. Okay,
Yeah,
I'm not gonna. I'm gonna call it like I seen it. She pushed her, but I'm thinking, as many people as fouled her last year, who cares? I'd have, that's a statement. I'm not gonna take this crap from you guys this year. I spent all summer in the weight room bulking up because I'm gonna throw my weight around. And then what was that? Boston jumped in between her and like, go ahead, do something.
yep.
Boston had a heck of a game, man. She played good.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, her and Caitlin complement each other's game really well.
Joe has got the 52 pound flathead.
Joe,
Yeah, he got that. I'm looking to see the one that Telly and him got. He won first prize too.
hey Uncle Lou, did you see where Caitlin said she would pay Boston's technical or her fine or whatever she got?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
seen that.
she said I got that. I'm like, heck yeah, that's cool. I got that. I'll pay your fine all year. Just don't let them beat me up like they did last year. Trump called Bruce Springsteen a dried up prune. I like it. It's about right. There used to be a time you could play rock and roll and people would just enjoy it. Now it's all got to be political.
That's right. The boss was awesome.
Yeah, he was in the 80s. Yep, in the 80s, he was real awesome. And then he went down some road. I don't know. He got Hollywood and got all the liberal thinking shit stuck in his mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
Uh, Things go to people's heads.
Yeah. Well, they get out west there and they lose touch with where they came from.
Yep. He's a Jersey guy. I don't know why he's out west.
Yeah, well, born in USA made him a worldwide star instead of a United States star.
Bruce Springsteen, the E Street Band.
Now, back in the day, before I would say born in the USA and back time, his concerts used to be 3 hours long and it'd be him only. He wouldn't have no warm up or nothing. He'd come out and rock you for 3 hours.
Hmm.
Yeah, I had a friend of mine went to one and said that it was one of the best concerts he'd ever been to. He said everybody walked out of the place just soaked in sweat from rocking for so long and so hard.
Yep.
And
Sorry,
then,
sorry, Sandy. I just saw your comment. She said that even hit our airways. Captain will be lucky not to see jail time. Talk
what's
about the
that?
boat. Talking about that boat.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah.
What
Yeah.
was he smoking? How in
Mhm.
the world does? How did he get in there in the first place?
Well, they're sailing in from the ocean into the Hudson Bay or whatever it is there.
Okay, what made him think that he could take that boat back through underneath that bridge?
Oh, I got no idea what that was about. Yeah, hey, let's break the bottle of tequila out. We made it to New York, I suppose. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I'm with. I have no idea what that was about. Like, really, dude? Seriously? What on earth? Are you kidding me?
I mean, shoot, I don't even think J Dog would try that crap.
Yeah, way to get him fired up.
Ah, he's still asleep.
No, he ain't. He's up now. Mm.
He got none of the fingers, so nope, he's still sleeping.
Yeah, I haven't got mine. I still love you text this morning yet either. But some days I don't get them.
On the weekends.
Yeah, the other days too. I think
Oh,
I,
really? You don't
yeah,
get them during Mondays through Fridays?
not every day. I think I sent him something. Yeah.
I get the finger and you're a snob. That's what I get now.
Yeah. I, he sends me some pretty neat stuff as far as little video clips and go. Cause the best part about the ones he sends, you just never know what you're going to get.
That's right.
One time it could be something sweet and nice, and the next time it'd be some guy blowing chunks in the toilet or something. You just never know.
Yeah. And you put your face on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. 100%.
At least that one thing died down. You don't talk about that no more.
What's that?
Uh,
Not for
shoot.
me. Not
Yeah.
mixed company, save it for later thing.
No, the birthday thing.
Oh, you guys were the ones that
Whoa, wait, well, let's not talk about it because it might fire him up again.
I never said a word, man. That's the part that gets me. Y'all got them all fired up, and I never said nothing.
That's my job as being a good friend to stir the turd.
I think that probably is appropriate, actually. Yeah.
If it was me, I'm sure he would have done the same thing.
Yeah.
Of course, he'd have made all kinds of videos and everything
That's what I
else.
was going to say. Only there'd be all kinds of little video clips and stuff about it. Yeah. Hmm.
I ain't never fishing with you again, Curtis. I'm like, what the heck?
Yeah. Well, what did I do?
Yeah, but like I said though, Bug, earlier, I mean, I thought I would see a lot more people live out there on their boats, or
Yeah.
because remember that first year how everybody was with Kenny and Hog Leg,
Yeah.
and
Yeah. But that was a different one. It was different then.
yeah, that first year was freaking awesome. Everybody was going live, Jody, and
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
guess they were too focused on catching the big fish. I guess.
Yeah, you put a lot of money on there. Who wants the chance having a live and not catching nothing because it's a jinx to go live while you're fishing?
This guy,
Yeah,
I would. I mean, I would. I wouldn't care. Hey, catching a big fish on the live it would be better. Not catching no fish. I mean, I don't care. I'm still having fun. I'd be going by the bank, agitating the people on the bank. I'd be just agitating people. I'd go out to the gorge, bother Chris and Telly and
yeah.
Daryl. I seen Daryl a picture of Chris and Telly was out there fishing, and Daryl's like 60 yards behind them.
Well, let's see. Sun's getting ready to come up. I better open the blind up a little bit. It comes up so far over there now I can't see it. It's on the other side of that farm over there, and I can't see it now. So probably
Yep.
Late August or so. It'll get back this way. But
Yeah.
after it gets above the farm, it shines right in the door, and you got to close the blinds because the sliding doors are like a magnifying glass.
Heck yeah. Cooking in there. And you should be glad, Sandy.
He seems weird. Really? Hey, John, what's up, brother?
Hey, Mr. John. He sends you some off the walls type stuff.
Yeah, he does.
If he hadn't heard from you in a while, though, he does message you.
Yeah. See if you're all right. Yeah,
Yeah.
I get one from him every now and then.
Yeah, and then at the end of it, snob.
Yeah.
That's what he sends me all the time now. You don't answer the phone for him, boy. His feelings get hurt.
What up? What up? What up, John? Start that last video out with some headies. You kidding me? You know it's going to be good when you do that.
I'm not
Bring a good feeling ain't had in such a long time.
I'm not sure who that is, Sandy. I don't know JBT. But if you want, I can start sending you a bunch of messages every day.
Good morning, Chadwick.
Morning, Mr. Chad.
So good to see you.
Morning, Miss D, if you're out there listening.
Yeah, she was in here earlier.
And Mr. Chad, I'm sorry about all the stuff that happened to you over the weekend.
Okay, the guy got the worst luck with boat tires. It's kind of like me and lawnmowers.
Right? But he had like 2 blowouts on that trailer.
Some. Yeah, that biscuits and gravy recipe made enough. I got 4 biscuits left and a bowl full of gravy. I can have biscuits and gravy again this morning for breakfast.
Heck yeah, there she is.
Mm-hmm.
Miss D, I got my hands out. I'm hugging you too.
Mm-hmm.
She's a nice lady.
Very much so. See a first piece of history at Fort Clinch State Park.
The only thing is, I don't know how she got stuck with Chad.
Mm-hmm.
No, one blew out, one wheel hub. Oh, okay. Oh, I see Eric was telling me. There's Uncle Ernie Brown.
Uncle Ernie, what's up, Uncle Ernie?
He's probably out there messing around with the garden or making breakfast. Hey, either way, Chad, I'm sorry to hear about it, buddy. I know that sucks.
$13-mile Long Island, huh?
But Buggy, you know the reason why he had that kind of problem?
Lack of maintenance?
Nah, he forgot to come get me.
Yep, that's it. He was trying to be sneaky and karma got him, didn't it? Good
yeah.
call.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep, that's what it is. Karma reared its ugly head.
He just swung by and picked me up and never had that kind of problem.
Yep.
He don't have to worry about me catching big fish because I'd be too busy looking at his fish finder to grab.
Yeah. Yep. Mm-hmm. You know, there's a lot of lighthouses on Lake Michigan. I'd like to take a trip and just cruise around. I forget how many. There's a bunch of them. Some of them are really cool up in the UP and stuff.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I always thought that'd be a cool gig, be the lighthouse keeper dude. Eric! How are you, Eric? It's so good to see you today.
I hate it when this phone resets. Stupid crap.
Or updates.
Yeah, that's what it did. It updated.
Mine done it the other day, and it's so, man, don't get me started. It changed everything. It changed my time and weather thing, and are you kidding? In fact, I never even looked to see if I could switch it back to the old way.
And that makes you want to chuck the phone, doesn't it?
Yep.
Give me back my old stuff.
Yeah.
I get used to one thing, and then you guys got to change everything. What the heck's wrong with you?
Yep. Sandy says,
Good morning, Dirty Toes.
I think they do it because it's all they got to, the guys sit around, the programmers or whatever sit around, and they got to have some reason to justify their job, so they just make these stupid updates.
I think they do it just to pee you off.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're doing an awfully good job of that.
Ernie's making breakfast, and he's having a problem with his septic tank.
That ain't good.
Make sure you eat breakfast first, Ernie. That was.
You watch any of that All-Star race, Buggy?
Yeah, watch the whole thing.
You know he did.
Pretty much the whole thing, yeah. Yep, good. Just a good weekend for auto. Like I said, the Indianapolis 500 qualifying was cool. The new format.
Like I busted open in Eric's room. I ran in there. I said, "Thank baby Jesus, Logano didn't win."
Yeah, no doubt.
if Mike Greenwell was in here, I'm like, what happened to Brad Keselowski?
Yeah.
Brad alone. Leave Brad good people. Leave Brad alone. He always hangs the American flag out of the car when he wins, so he's on my good list.
Not
Yeah, I
mine.
like my Christopher Bell, the guy who won.
Tried to wreck Kyle.
I'm a Blaney guy myself. Always have been before he won the title.
I don't.
I had no problem with Blaney. I remember when he used to drive over here at Columbus Motor Speedway when it was still up.
Yeah,
That was
Blaney's
his.
cool.
That was his daddy.
Yeah, but he did too.
I don't
He
remember if
drove the little. He drove the little cars.
Um.
Oh crap!
Yeah.
The ones with the wings on them and stuff.
Yeah, sprints.
Yeah.
No, I think Eric's more talking about the legends.
No, he's talking about sprint cars with the wings. I
I,
assume anyway.
I don't
Yeah,
remember. I don't remember sprint cars being at the Columbus Motor Speedway.
Mhm.
Yeah, they were.
That's why I said I don't remember. They might have been. Like I said, I just don't remember.
I do.
Ernie said, "Don't bother me."
I remember them kids racing at the go kart track behind there, the little track.
Oh yeah, I remember them.
Yep.
Yeah, the Bonnie's been there. Earnhardt's been there. Both Waltrops have been there.
Mhm.
Tony Stewart. I remember meeting Tony Stewart there, and I always said, "How does that fat guy fit in a truck or a car? How does he put this fat butt in one of them NASCARs?"
Yeah, he wasn't always fat.
Man, he was always a big guy, though.
That only happens when you start making money. Then you can afford to be fat. Unstop a septic tank. Dang, Ernie, man. I'm sorry, brother.
Oh, that sucks.
Yep.
Yeah, it does. The only place I ever seen the sprints run was over at Eldora. We used to go over there when I was a
Yeah.
kid. Yeah, cool place.
Used to have a dirt track down in Portsmouth too.
Oh, really?
Still, it's still there. It always gets flooded every time the river rises.
We had a dirt track where I get off the interstate going to the VA. There, I
Mhm.
get off the interstate on that highway where I stop at Hardy's at. Just up the road from that Hardy's, actually about 3 miles, is a dirt track. Gas City Speedway or something like that, it's called.
Yeah, and sometime in August, me and Curtis are going to go to Mid Ohio.
Yeah.
You getting messages now?
Yeah. Yep, Mid Ohio. They have the vintage motorcycle days there too. That's an awesome place. I'd love to go over there.
Well, my sales rep, the guy that does all the sales for my area, he drives a Mazda over there.
Oh yeah, yep. On the road
Yeah.
course. Yep.
And he said
I'd like
he
to
can get
go
us in over there in the pits and stuff. I said that'd be cool.
I'd like to go over to vintage motorcycle days.
Tim, you're exactly right. He said that's when NASCAR drivers were regular sized people instead of these horse jockey size now.
Yeah, no doubt. These kids are fresh out of diapers.
Kyle Larson reminds me of a horse jockey. He's just a little dinky feller.
Yep.
Yeah, but that little feller can drive.
Yeah. He's doing Indy. I think he's 21st. Indy's starting, and then he'll be racing the Charlotte. I don't know where he's starting there.
Yep. He's gonna race Indy and then jump on the helicopter at the airport, private jet over and race the 600.
Yep.
50K to win dirt late models. Yeah, I'll bet that was a big race. You kidding me?
Heck yeah.
Well, they had a motocross race out in California this weekend because next weekend the outdoor nationals start, motocross nationals. Well, they had a race out Glen Helen Raceway, 50,000 It's a $50,000 purse with $10,000 or $15,000 for first place or whatever.
Mhm.
Well, all the pros are already out there doing their testing and stuff for outdoors. So it was like a motocross national out there this weekend, I guess. It was on live. I didn't see it. If I had known it was on, I would have. Man, I lost one of my earbuds. I'm like, dude, man, you are the goofiest, stupid person I know.
So you're gonna be watching the Eastern Conference Final too, there, Buggy?
Yeah. When's it? Pacers play what, Wednesday?
I think it's Wednesday. This
Yeah,
is game one.
Yeah, I think I looked it up. It was Wednesday. Yeah. They knew they had to win this year. Hell, otherwise the fever was going to make them look bad.
I like Tatum. He's a good player. He don't get the credit that he deserves.
Yeah. I haven't watched Pacers much. I'm not going to lie. Not since the Reggie Miller days.
I don't watch basketball.
Oh, man, I can remember when the Knicks and the Pacers played in the Eastern Finals. Man, you kidding me? That was huge. Reggie Miller and what's his name arguing all the time. Spike Lee.
Yeah.
Miller give him the choke sign.
He'd always sit courtside. There's a lot of people that sit courtside for the Knicks because they also won too.
Yep.
And they went crazy out there.
Pacers never won the whole thing though, but they were close. I'd like to see Reggie Miller and Rick Smits get one.
Who'd they beat? Who'd they beat in the series this last week?
Who did they play the last?
I know who they won, but I just wanted to make sure I'm clarifying this out loud.
I don't know. I think
Cleveland.
Cleveland.
Cleveland sucks.
Yep, they gave him the gentleman's sweep. I think it was 4-1 or 5-1 or whatever it was.
I raced dirt bikes with Rick Smits. In fact, he got second that year in points, and I got third. And I accused him of cheating because and I told him, if you've been a professional athlete in anything, you can't ride the B class. I don't care. This kind of funny picture is me and this other guy, the guy that got first to me, about the same height, and then Rick Smith standing between us.
You know, there's only like 107 days till college football.
Heck yeah.
I'm not sure. Who's national champs?
I don't know.
The Ohio State Buckeyes.
Who'd they beat?
Notre Dame.
The Fighting Irish and Notre Dame, God's team.
God's team got their butt whooped.
Yeah, it just shows God's charitable.
Yeah, well, maybe y'all didn't pray enough.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, you can take that trailer to my house.
Yeah, buddy. I know.
One of the ones you can put a toy in the back of.
Cena gives either a good article or a video about some Christian players on the Ohio State team, so it kind of changed my perspective on them a little bit.
Yeah, he's talking about what's that kid Tate?
Reaching out,
takes care of his brothers and sisters.
Yeah, and these Christian guys, reach out to community and do stuff.
Oh yeah.
The Miss D, she said those useless nuts.
I didn't know they were poisonous.
Yeah, duh,
Yeah,
Eric.
guys. Yeah.
Duh. That's only because Dee's she likes that team up north.
I used to dig them, Buckeyes, when I was a kid. I thought they were cool. Yeah, that pretty wood grain.
They are cool.
Yeah.
No, but it's funny, you know, they're poisonous nuts, but everybody likes to eat them when they're made out of peanut butter and chocolate.
I will eat a whole thing of them when one set. Guarantee it.
Good morning, Denise, Misplaced Country Girl.
Especially if they're homemade and not, like bought at
Crap.
Cracker Barrel or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, Cracker Barrels are okay, but if they're homemade, man, oh man.
Anthony Thomas makes them. They're pretty good when they're Anthony Thomas made.
Who's that?
It's a little chocolate place here in Ohio.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I think they only got like 3 locations now.
Denise, it's Curtis, not Eric. She said hi.
Good morning, Denise. Good morning, Denise.
She said hi.
Oh, hold on.
John said homemade. Looks like Buggy's gonna be getting some rain again.
Don't say that.
Oh, yeah, don't say that. I didn't grab my coat.
Yeah, we can't. Well, we're not going to get it today. I got to mow.
Tomorrow. It looks like it's gonna be
Tomorrow's
tomorrow.
fine. As long as my switch comes and I get my front yard and both side yards mowed, I'll be all right. I don't know what I'll do about the back if it does rain, but I got to get it mowed, man. Dude, you don't understand how high it is. My little mower won't cut very well when it gets that high.
Yeah, it's coming straight from Uncle Lou.
Thanks, Uncle Lou. Homemade. I like some homemade stuff.
Did you see the track of that one tornado that came from Somerset to London, Kentucky?
No,
Yeah.
no.
Two
How
point
many-
2.1 miles or something like that.
Yeah.
2 miles, 2.5 miles, almost 3 miles.
Yeah,
Six-
on the
I'm
ground continuously. Yeah,
16 or 18 people dead.
yeah.
There's more than that.
Unbelievable.
Well, that's what the news just said, Eric.
No. Well, that might have been just in Kentucky, though, just from that tornado. But there's more than that died this weekend because of tornadoes.
Hmm. It's been a crazy spring. I know that, man. We had a lot of bad storms and a lot of rain, man. More rain than I can remember in a long time.
Yep, it's been a wet spring.
That's why there's a lot of ticks. A lot of bugs this year. A lot of ticks.
A lot of mosquitoes. That's what you're going to
Yeah,
have.
they're starting to come out now. Yep, no doubt. And I hate them, man. I'm telling you. I'm gonna get me one of them thermocell things, I think, for fishing. I've heard good things about them.
What are those ones that Hooks and Hammocks has got?
Oh, I don't know. A friend of mine has them, and he showed it to me, and he said it works really good. There's a little pad thing you slide in there, and it has batteries in it. He said it keeps them away. If you're sitting on the bank, you got it sitting right there beside you, that it'll keep them away from you.
Yeah. Sandy, they don't usually go through Kentucky.
Yeah, normally the hills stop them, but
Yeah.
I don't know if they ever said what scale, Fujita scale it is either.
Yeah.
It had to be at least a 3 or a 4.
Yeah.
This Mother Nature, she's off her rocker this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I seen something about snow in West Virginia Sunday.
Really?
Yeah, like 0.2 inches or something like that. Just a dusting, but still, snow in May.
Life don't get any better. Denise said 40. It's more like 40.
Is it 42? Wow.
Yeah, she said a lot of them were in St. Louis.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah, they had a tornado went right through St. Louis.
Yeah, that's horrible, man.
Kansas and Oklahoma, those are like tornado alleys.
Yeah, always have been. You know, and Indiana's always had a fairly active tornado thing, but like Kentucky and stuff, you know, I don't remember hearing much about them having them, like we do here. And like you said, it's because of the mountains and stuff.
Yeah, the hills usually stop them. West Virginia, Kentucky, Southern Ohio, they usually don't get them. The northwest part of Ohio, they get them.
Yeah.
Like up around the Indian Lake and whatnot, they get them a lot up in there. Van Wert. Hey, Nubby, good morning.
Hey, Nubs, what's up, buddy? Good to see you, buddy. Good to see you, man.
When you going back out on the ocean fishing, Nubs?
Bug, did I hear you right? You're fishing again this weekend?
No, I was going to go. Chris and him invited me to do the midnight thing, but I can't swing it, man. I ain't got the money, and I am so far behind on everything.
Is that this weekend or next weekend?
I don't know. I think it's this weekend. But I thanked him for inviting me. I told him I was going to go, and he texted me yesterday. I was like, man, dude, I'm sorry, I just can't. It sucks. But I knew the first part of this year, as far as once it started getting nice and stuff, I was going to be busy trying to catch up everything that I neglected last year,
Yep.
So I got a whole summer's worth of stuff that needs done that I probably won't get all of it done, but I got to get the garage. I got to get it cleaned out. I honestly need to just have a little dumpster brought in.
Then it didn't help you trying to rip off your finger.
Yeah. All right, John. Coach coming. Heck yeah. I wasn't jamming the Head East beginning of your video, I'm not going to say, but I was jamming. I hadn't heard the song in so long. I was like, get the F out of here, man. Good stuff. That was like a bar band classic up here back in the day, man. Bring a good feeling ain't had in such a long time.
Catfish Dog said due to the weather pattern changes, Tornado Alley has shifted.
That's very possible. Everything's shifting, man. I mean,
I think it just got wider and bigger.
well, I was talking about the snow this winter. And when I was younger, it always would be, this line from Interstate 70 north is going to get X amount of snow. From Interstate 70 south, we'll get not quite as much or none at all. And that was always the dividing line. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Well, now every time it happens, it's from Interstate 70 south. We're going to be expecting 6 to 8 inches. From Interstate 70 north, you can expect 1 to 2. It's shifted for some reason.
Yeah, we used to get a lot of snow. Now we barely get any.
Yeah. And I don't know why it shifted, but it shifted. And it's almost every time anymore.
Yeah.
They can just keep that white stuff in Iowa.
Mm-hmm.
El Nino or whatever they call it.
Mm-hmm. I don't have a clue what an El Nino is. I keep hearing the term, not a clue.
Some kind of weather pattern.
Yeah, it's something, but I don't know. I think they make stuff up half the time to sound important. There's an El Nino winter. Like, what? It's a winter.
Uncle Lou said same here, and I'm good with it.
Same here, and I'm good with it. Yeah. It's just weird, it seems like the weather patterns are shifting and the seasons are kind of shifting in a way, I think, where, used to be spring would be at a certain time, and now it seems like it happens sooner.
Yeah, we'll probably get dumped on this year. Since we ain't had that kind of snow, we'll probably get a buttload of it.
John, I'll have to go back and watch. I was still jamming the Head East song halfway through the video.
Well, if we get a bunch of snow, I'll be sending Uncle Lou a bunch of pictures.
He likes looking at the pictures of them. Just don't be sending him any to his house.
I don't like nothing about them. Snow, go away. Don't ever come here again.
As Sandy says, Eric, you're not a snow person?
Heck no. Not when I got to drive every day.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm over it.
El Nino is part of a 4-year cycle that shows directions warm ocean water between U.S. and Australia. Uncle Lou says you can have it.
Warm air pattern.
I said I don't know nothing about it. I just know that the news people talk about it all the time.
Yeah. El Nino is causing the weather front coming through today. No, it ain't. It's the weather.
If I can go back to being a kid again, I tell you what, that's what I would be, a weatherman.
Yeah.
They make a buttload of money and they're never
They
right
make a
half the
buttload
time.
of money. I didn't know that.
Heck yeah, they do.
I know our weather guy, Bob Gregory, Bob the weatherman. And then we had Stan the weatherman on Channel 8. And they were there for years. I can remember when they had the felt board with the map of the United States and they'd stick the little things on the felt board, like almost like Velcro. You know, they would show the storms and
I appreciate that, Uncle Lou. He says, Curtis means you have all summer to sharpen your shovel. Hey, Buggy, you know that Joker sent me a thing of orange soda?
Who did?
Uncle Lou.
Did he really?
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
It was cool and all, but like I kept telling him, he didn't have to, but he keeps saying a bet's a bet.
Yep. Orange Crush would have worked.
Yeah, that's what it was.
It was Orange Crush. Heck yeah. See,
Oh,
that
yeah.
was the orange soda when I was a kid too. Orange Crush. Yep, it was the only soda. If you were drinking orange soda. But I'm a Mountain Dew guy, tried and true.
Orange Mountain Dew, there ain't nothing wrong with that.
I don't know. Never had it.
It's good.
No, I don't think so.
I do. I know so. I drink it.
Anything with Mountain Dew on its name needs to regular
Have you
old Mountain Dew.
have you tried the purple Mountain Dew, whatever it was called? That was gross.
Nope. I even tried the Mountain Dew. It was the original kind with real sugar. And
Oh, I love it.
I'm like, wait a minute. Why don't they make it with real sugar still? Oh, wait, fructose corn syrup because of the whole farmer people lobby. I understand now.
Sorry, F them.
Yeah.
Bring back my old
But that's exactly what it is.
live wire, Tim says. Yep. Eric always liked the code red.
Orange soda give me heartburn. Lemonade does that to me, John, for some reason. I don't know why. I love lemonade, and man, I just can't drink it.
Weird, ain't it?
That purple stuff Curtis is talking about is nasty.
Yeah, I don't know what Mountain Dew is thinking on that one.
Yeah.
But I always liked it because for a while, every year, it seemed like Mountain Dew was coming out with a new one. Just throw it out there.
Oh, dude, I love their whiteout when they came out with the Mountain Dew whiteout. Tastes like a bomb, especially when it was almost frozen. Oh yeah.
Not me. Mountain Dew is green. That's all there is to it.
That's what I grew up drinking.
Don't mess with perfection.
That's right. I agree. Love the little old Mountain Dew commercial and everything.
I remember when the bottles had the hillbilly with the
Yep. That's exactly what I'm talking about.
on it. Yep.
The old guy sitting there blowing into it.
Yep.
Sandy says I can't compare Aussie Mountain Dew. Anything doesn't have the U.S. levels of chemicals. And we're supposed to be cutting back on our chemicals.
Yes, Sandy, you are so right about that, man. That it just, if people paid attention, that shit would stop. People just don't pay attention.
Trump's got it where we're cutting back on them chemicals.
Yep, no doubt. Well, the fructose corn syrup is the worst thing that ever happened to this country.
That and dyes, I guess, is what.
Fructose corn syrup, before it was put in all these products, and there was an article, it was probably on Yahoo or News or something, but there was a picture of people on the beach in the late 70s and a picture of the same beach with people on it now. And all the people in the 70s were fairly decent shape. They weren't big bloated slobs like they are now. In the picture of now, it was just tons of fat people. Yeah, I need to give up soda. Like I said, the last week or so, I just feel like I've been parched, and I don't know how many glasses of ice water I've drank.
Yep. Nubby said Mountain Dew high voltage. That's good. Uncle Lou said I haven't had a soda since January 2nd. Can't say I miss it either.
Huh.
I drink it every now and then. There's Eric's 205 Wild Action. Good morning.
Good morning, 205. Wild action.
Kangaroo trying to hump us when we walk around the yard.
That's funny.
Where's Roostic at?
I have no idea. Ain't my turn to watch him.
I don't know. Was he in last week? I don't remember. I think he was.
Yeah, remember his power was out.
Oh, that's right. Yep. Yeah.
Trump didn't do anything. That was just parents pressuring cereal companies.
I know he had some bad storms down there by him this weekend.
Who did?
Roostic.
Oh, did he really?
Yeah.
Well, he had the one with the power out, but I hadn't heard anything from him since then, though. But like I said, weekends I'm not online a lot. After I get done doing whatever I'm doing during the day, I'll come in and check out Dog and them live. I didn't do it this weekend. I forget what I was doing.
Trying to cut the grass.
I was exhausted, took a shower, and died from laying on my back for 3 days trying to fix the mower. But it's all right.
And
a good story about the kid who got the pole at Indy this year.
Yep.
Never raced an oval track in his life. He might be Israeli or something like that. I forget, but never raced an oval track on his life. Rookie year comes out and wins the pole at Indy 500. Hadn't happened in over 40 years. The rookie got the pole. So it was a pretty cool story.
Seen that one guy wrecked in qualifying or whatever it was, and then they had to do his backup car or whatever it was.
Yep.
Practice.
There's a backup car. Most of them, I think, on the wing where the number is, the backup car, it would have a T on it. The big news was Penske, man. Their two cars got disqualified from running for the pole, the Fast 12. Because, and they showed it what it was. There was a place where,
hey, Dog and I,
man, I take your car upside down. And, that's
morning, Dog and I.
Morning, Dog and I. But there's a place where, like, there's a piece of carbon fiber sheet like this, and then there's another one that meets up to it and overlaps it a little bit. Well, where that lip is, where it overlaps, where the one piece meets the other piece, they actually put like putty or something in there to smooth that out, where it wasn't an abrupt, even though it was only like a 1/4 inch thick lip, but it done away with the lip. And that was against the rules. You're not allowed to alter the carbon fiber chassis, which is basically the little tub the driver sits in. Mm-hmm. You're not allowed to alter that in any way, shape, or form.
Morning, Curtis. Today's with my brother, Curtis.
And it had to be someone really sharp tech guy to catch that.
Was that the yellow car that you're talking about there that did that?
If it was a Penske car, yeah. The two Penske cars that were in the top 12 or whatever, yep.
Yeah, they were shell cars, I think is what they were.
Yep, one of them, Pennzoil.
Because one of them wrecked too.
Yeah, they just showed it on the news.
Because he is the 2-time defending IndyCar champion or race champion, whatever.
But man, I'm telling you, that's big when you get two Penske cars disqualified from going for the pole.
I think it's funny because they're both Chevy engines.
Well, I guarantee you somebody got fired last night.
Yeah.
Oh, I guarantee it. There's no doubt in my mind. Whoever made that call. to put
You
that
know,
stuff on there.
that would be the race Buggy would want to win because he likes drinking milk so much.
Oh man, you kidding me? I tell him, dude, make that vitamin D milk and have
Uh.
it ice cold. Yes. You kidding me?
I
I'd
guess
chug
it.
that
I
whole
guess it.
bottle.
I guess it would be good after being in that car and hot and everything.
But it has to be ice cold, almost so cold that it hurts your teeth. It's so cold, that cold.
Yeah, well, you don't want none that's room temperature. That sucker would curl. Yeah,
Or buttermilk.
that is a tradition there, Indy. The milk.
Yep. Actually, Fittipaldi got in a big mess one time because when he won, his family owns orange groves in Florida, and he didn't know that the tradition of the milk. And when they come up and he was on the thing, he drank orange juice, and you'd have thought somebody shot the Pope here in Indiana, man.
Yep.
What do you mean you ain't drinking milk? And he didn't know. He had to apologize and everything. I'm like, how on earth does his people not know that? Where I think he probably was lying when he said that he didn't know,
Yep.
Because there's no such thing as bad publicity.
And that's that's the other sucky thing about this weekend, this coming up weekend. Charlotte's going to be on that, Paramount or whatever. It's going to switch
Amazon Prime.
Is it really?
Yep.
Well, y'all holler at me. I'll give you my password and log in.
They got 5 races on Amazon Prime. Next 5's on Prime, and then it'll go back to NBC, I think.
My whole point is, I think it's stupid.
Yeah.
Why can't we just stay on Fox?
I agree. Yeah, I hate that they switch them around during the season. I always have to look and see where it's at.
Yeah.
Two people died when that ship hit the bridge, man.
Yeah, 16 hurt too.
Really?
Yep.
One of them died was the guy up in the crow's nest. He's like, oh, shoot.
Who the F is driving?
Yeah.
Bridge.
Yeah, instead of land ahoy. Bridge ahoy.
John from Small Charter said Bug will drink it straight from the teat.
Yes, I will. I'll suck it right out of a cow's teat in a heartbeat.
Can you imagine that poor guy that's sitting up there, Bug?
Oh, yeah. Just think if there was someone up in it.
He's sitting there hollering down, hey, bridge.
He's one of them that died if he was. He should have pulled Captain Jack Sparrow thing and hooked something on one of the ropes and slid down.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
John said, I've never heard of Mexican Navy till they hit the bridge.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think they have one now. It's from back in the old days, Spanish-American War days and crap. Could be their modernist boat, too. It could be the most modern boat they have.
There's Coal Creek Billy. Good morning.
Good morning, Billy.
Good morning, Billy.
Well, America.
Oh, hold on. I didn't see. There we go. Bam. Where are you headed?
I want to drive too.
Where are you headed to? I thought you was going to be cleaning stuff up after your trip.
Oh, that's already done.
Oh.
Well, 75% of it's done.
Hey, Chris, since we got you up here, who won Big Fish this weekend?
Chat Cats. Joe Jellison.
There you go. That's who won it.
Yeah, he ended up with he had a 52-pound flathead. Telly and I had Big Fish until I think it was Saturday evening. We had a 36 something. I don't even remember what it was. But by the time it was all said and done, Telly and I ended up in 5th place.
Wow. Really?
Yeah.
I thought you got second.
So did I.
Look at that track. It's so nice at the track right now. 6 days, 5 hours, 28 minutes, and 55 seconds.
So, Joe had the 52. Second place was the guy that owns Blue River Carp, the bait company.
Yeah.
His was like 42. I think Lindsay, Ryan's wife, got third. She had like a 38 or 40 something flathead.
Wow.
And then there was another fish or two between me and Till. I didn't see the final result. All I know is they sent me a message and said we got 5th place.
Wow. A lot of flatheads caught this
Yeah, I was
weekend.
going to say, what's up with all the flatheads? That's interesting. So,
I mean, those are the only 3 I know. Well, I know 4. The Matt's flathead. 4 flatheads that I'm aware of.
hold on a minute.
But I mean, well, 5 because Telly caught a flathead, a really small one. But the 4 out of the 5 were big flatheads.
Yeah.
Did Freddie win smallest fish?
Freddie won mouth.
Mouth. Sandy Toe said congratulations to Telly on her catch.
Yeah, I'll tell her, and I'm sure she'll appreciate that. Megan, we are so proud, man. We wanted. Megan had never caught a blue, and she had never caught a flathead, and she went down there with us. So the goal was, which we were pretty confident we were going to at least catch 1 blue, and we knew Megan. No matter what, Megan gets all the fish until she's caught a blue,
right?
Or a flat. And we were hoping for a blue and a flathead. Well, her very first fish was an 11-pound blue, and the next fish was a 12-pound blue. And then, the weather was so bad down there, we didn't get to fish a lot the first 3 days. So that the first catfishing day, she caught 2 fish, and then the weather was starting to move in, so we got off the water. Went back out the next day, and all hell broke loose. We caught 5 fish. Every one of them were over 20 pounds in the first 45 minutes, I think it was. And one of those fish Megan caught was a 30-pound blue.
Nice.
So she now has a 30-pound blue PB and a 37.5-pound flathead PB. And that flathead was her first flathead ever.
Nice.
Fuzzy dice hanging from the mast. Nice, John. Yeah, the little dingle balls all around the trim.
So Megan has a bigger PB flathead than I do.
Oh, wow. Well, I'm glad she went down there with you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do her too. She's went through some stuff lately. She recently broke up with a boyfriend and moved out from him. And so she needed to kind of get away and clear her head. It was a good time to do it.
Yeah.
Cost me and Telly a lot of money, but
Yeah.
especially once the tornado hit the campground, and we had Megan with us, and after all that stuff happened, we were like, you know what? They're still forecasting more severe weather for the whole week, so let's just go get a hotel room.
Yep.
So we ended up getting a hotel room for the week.
Is the tent okay?
Yeah, our tents are fine. I mean, our camp survived. It was just the fact that we knew there was more bad weather coming, and we didn't want to be with Megan with us. We didn't want to be camping in more severe weather. Now, it turned out that, there was a lot more rain and storms and stuff, but nothing like what we went through that day at camp.
I don't care who you are. It ain't no fun camping in the rain unless you're drinking.
No, and when it's raining, even just rain makes camping suck. But when it's severe storms, possible tornadoes, no. So the thing that storm that hit us was not on the radar at all. We were actually on the lake 20 to 30 minutes before that storm hit our camp.
I'm just saying because you got a really nice tent.
Yeah, our tent's fine. I mean, our tent. Now, Freddie has the exact same tent, and it ripped the rain fly off of his and filled his entire tent full of water and everything in it.
I didn't know you guys had a tornado that close down there.
Well, it's not a. It's nobody saw a funnel. Nobody. I mean, it was never confirmed. Like I said, that storm that hit us was not even showing on radar. It just came out of nowhere.
Wow.
But the park officials and the police that patrol it, they were the ones saying it was a tornado.
Ah.
Mm-hmm.
So
Good morning, Cindy.
the wind was unbelievable. The hail. I mean, it was awful. We were sitting at camp when it hit us,
Cindy.
and we jumped in the truck and was sitting in the truck, and of course we're surrounded. We're in the trees.
Yeah.
Well, when the wind started ripping limbs out of the trees, I told him, I was like, look, we've got to get out of these trees. So I just took off. Boat's still hooked to the truck. But what I forgot was I had plugged the boat in to recharge.
Oh.
So we get to the front of the campground where Dustin's camping, and I look back and I realize I'm dragging a 25-foot extension cord behind the boat.
Rut roll.
Yeah. It was really, really bad.
Yeah, there ain't nothing fun about camping in the rain. And my sleeping bag gets wet, I'm done. I'm going home. I don't care. Or I'm like you, I'm getting a hotel 1, 2. I ain't sleeping in a wet sleeping bag.
Yeah.
Freddie ended up packing up all his stuff because he had to go back home to get Nina anyway.
Wow.
So he took everything out of his tent and took it home with him so he could dry it, and left fans running inside his tent to dry it out. They ended up, I mean, they were fine the rest of the week, but we just didn't want to deal with the chance.
Yeah.
Rockstar Russian YouTube channel spot live stream on something.
But I went into Megan caught her flathead. We were live streaming with Wannabe Outdoors. So this morning I went in and screen recorded just the part of Megan catching her flathead, and I put it out on our channel this morning. So
I'm gonna have to go back and watch that then.
her PB flathead was caught on a live stream, and now you can just watch just that part of it on our channel.
Matt was live this weekend. I must have missed that too.
Matt was live several times throughout the week.
Yep, Cindy, it's going to be a nice day. You might as well get up anyway and just enjoy it.
And the best part of one of the best parts about watching Megan catch that flathead is how excited Telly got. I actually called it flathead freakout because Telly got so excited.
I'm going to have to watch it then. Yeah. Those are memories, man, that you just, you know what I mean, you have for a lifetime. That's the best part about it.
Yep. That's like me stealing Buggy's fish. That's a memory I'll never forget.
Yeah, and that's something we're going to joke about for the rest of our lives. It just, those are memories, and you can't pay a price for stuff like that. Memories are priceless, and nobody can take them from you.
But weather aside, we had a ball down there, and we caught a lot of great fish.
Hey, you know what, John? It's going to be 72 here today, and I'm not going to complain.
Me neither.
You can
It's
have
pretty
that
chilly out here right now, though.
Yeah, it is. It's 40 something. My fat butt sweats when it gets above 70. And if the sun's out, my fat butt sweats at 70. So I can't take no 94. I'd never be able to leave the house if I lived in Florida. I wouldn't be able to breathe.
It's 53 here.
My truck's showing 55, but it feels really chilly.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I got my sexy legs exposed.
Where you at right now?
That's TMI.
Shelbyville.
Are you in Shelbyville?
That's
Yeah.
TMI.
Yeah.
We got shorts on.
It's still
Yeah,
TMI.
I am a wussy, John. You are 100% right. I'm okay with it.
It's a different
You
kind
headed
of
to the casino, ain't you?
Maybe.
Are you headed to the casino?
Maybe.
Maybe.
What? Well, I worked on my lawnmower, even though it was only 70-some degrees. When the sun got out and it was shining straight down on where I was working, I had to come in until it got in the shade again. I don't know what's up with the sun, but I can't be out in the direct sun. I don't know if maybe one of my medicines is that, or I don't know what it is, but I mean, I can't like going fishing. I got to find shade spots to fish if it's daylight. If it's during the daytime, it's weird. I don't know what it is. I can't. The sun, I don't know. I can't even explain what it does. And it really, really, really sucks is what it does.
So did you guys ever
Vampire.
watch Bench Warmers?
Yes.
You know that guy on there? The sun's bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's me. Sun's bad. Sun's bad. And give me cancer. Sun's bad. But yeah, it just seemed to have happened in the last 4 or 5 years, maybe. Now, when I'm mowing, it doesn't bother me. That's what I can't figure out. I can mow in the sun all day, but if I'm working on something or just sitting around or standing around and the sun's shining down directly on me, I can't take it for some reason. I don't know why. It's weird and it sucks.
You're turning into a vampire. Yeah,
that's what John said, a vampire. But they think I did have a heat stroke one time surfing up in Lake Michigan.
Yeah.
I had a sweatsuit on, or a wetsuit, and we got there early in the morning, right? And it was chilly, so we put our wetsuits on. And the lake's cold anyway, all the time.
Yeah.
But when the sun come up and it started warming up, I got pretty hot. Actually, I was pulling the neck of the wetsuit open and dipping it down and flushing it with cold water. And
I don't want to read what John said.
Yeah.
Buggy, I'm sorry, buddy, but that's a visual I didn't need. You in a wetsuit.
Believe me, it wasn't one you wanted to see. But it got come in one time and rode the wave all the way to the shore, and I stepped off and I was like, man, the earth kind of tilted and I felt bad and funny, and I waved at Justin and said, come on, we gotta go. And by the time we got in the truck, I was slurring my words a little bit. So I run up to the first gas station I seen and got some goodies, powder aspirin, you know what I'm talking about, and poured that on my tongue and chased it with a Gatorade. A fat retarded seal. Yep, that's pretty much a pretty close call to what
that ain't even right.
The part is the zip's in the back, right? And it's got this tether that you kind of have to reach back and use to pull it up to zip it.
Mm.
Well, my right arm, I had shoulder surgery on it, so I couldn't even reach back with it. My left one, I could barely get it, so I'd have to take it and throw it up over my shoulder and get it to land on my shoulder and grab a hold of it. It was hilarious. I mean, it would have made great videos today if stuff like this would have been around.
I'm sorry I laughed at that comment, Buggy. I feel bad, but it was funny.
It's all right. You ain't gonna feel bad. I laughed too.
Hey, Dave Bozart. Good morning.
I seen me in the sweatsuit. That's the worst part. You guys have no idea. It was the fat retarded seal was pretty darn close to what it looked like. And I remember me and Justin went down to Florida surfing a couple Christmas vacations a couple years in a row, and we was down there surfing in board shorts in the winter, and they thought we were nuts.
Mm-hmm.
I was like,
morning, Dan.
The weather's warm as all get out.
Morning, Dan.
Hey,
Northview Outdoors.
Dave. Good to see you, buddy. Northview, good morning. But yeah, I had a lot of fun, man. Getting old kind of sucks. I'd really like to go surfing again.
You see what John said there, bud?
And he can play the horns with his nose and bounce the hell out of a ball. Yep. And clap at the same time.
I don't think that's what he's talking about, Bug.
He's talking about me being a seal.
Yeah, I'm going with that. I'm going with that, yep.
That's what he's talking about. You never seen the seal show at SeaWorld or whatever it's called?
No.
Then you don't know what he's talking about. Google it. You'll see. He had a seal, and he'd hold a ball on his nose, and he'd clap and blow horns.
Is that what they call it nowadays, blowing horns?
Yeah. Exactly.
God,
I love being alive some days, and this is one of them. I just hope my mower starts when my switch comes in, because if it don't, there's a good chance the fire department's out here today. I'll push that damn thing out in the middle of the driveway and pour the rest of the gas I got on it and set it on fire and just go in the house.
Why not just take it in the backyard? Just take care of the grass and the mower at the same time.
I ain't got no big burn spot in my grass.
It'll grow back.
In a normal year, my yard looks like a golf course, but right now it looks like a hay field. And the bad part is when I mow, there's going to be so much clumps of grass and crap. I just have to keep mowing over it until it dissipates all of it.
Morning, River Rat. The neighbor's daughter don't drive her 4-wheeler over there in your yard anymore?
Yeah, she got a little dirt bike, man. I was laughing. I laugh because she rides it and she got her legs just straight out in front of her when she's riding. At least she wears the helmet I gave her.
Yeah.
I almost went over and was going to tell her what to do, and I thought, nah, I'll just let it be. I was going to tell her if you look out in front of you, not down at the front wheel, way out in front of you where you want to go, and put your feet on the pegs, you'll be way more stable. But it wasn't my job.
I'm surprised she don't go in the garage, break out your bike, and get out there with her.
If I could get it out, I'd have been riding Willies in my backyard a long time ago. You kidding me? I love popping Willies. I don't even know why I like it so much, but it just I'm like an 8-year-old when I get on a dirt bike popping Willies. I giggle.
Morning, Ernest.
Yeah.
River Rat said good morning, Eric, Buggy.
What's up, champ?
Morning.
Me and my buddy, we have a thing called a dual sport, and it's just a fun ride through the woods, and it's usually 150 miles, part woods, part road, and we would see who could ride the best Willie in the woods.
John
Morning,
said,
Dave Bozart.
Wait a minute. Wait. You don't know a guy named Willie, do you? Ride the best Willie in the woods?
No.
Oh,
dang.
Yeah, Chris got to go now, guys. Sorry.
You're the one that said it.
Yeah, I know. I set myself up for it. That's all right. You had to be there to understand it. Nothing better than going up a hill with the front wheel in there. Crisis Center open house ribbon cutting Monday. Good. They opening that Crisis Center just in time. I'll be there when they open the door today. Tell them I got a crisis. I can't mow my grass. Help me. Is that the crisis? Oh, you mean a drug crisis? I'm sorry. Wrong place. My bad. My bad for taking up someone's spot in the line just to find that out. Wow. Well, let's check the obituary, see if I know anybody that died before I finish with the newspaper this morning.
Hey, Chris, before you leave, is that Midnight Madness this weekend or next weekend?
This
weekend? Okay.
Saturday.
Saturday.
It'd be the first year I hadn't got to do it.
I'm pulling in the office right now.
Pulling in the office right now. Busy day at the office. They know me. I get valet parking. They know me so well. Man, that place has grown since I've been out that way. You kidding me?
They don't do valet anymore. They quit doing valet when COVID hit. They never started it back up.
Really? Yeah. Yeah, that place has grown a lot, man. That parking garage wasn't there the last time I was by there. If that tells you how long ago it was.
It looks like Chris has got his own parking spot.
Yeah,
should.
For Chris.
His name on it and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it says reserved parking. It's got a little blue square with a wheelchair in the middle.
I got one of those. I got a never expire one. I got two of them actually. One that was in the little Ford. It's sitting over on the table for when I get my next car. Yep, I thought about taping it to the front of the windshield of my bike.
Oh, I'm gonna hit a pole if I don't pay attention.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, Chris, get it together.
Yeah, Man, boy, that guy looks familiar. Jerry Miller. I better read that one because, man, he looks familiar.
Look at that. Front row.
Heck yeah.
They knew you were coming.
Yeah. Oh, you can't park there. There's a guy standing out there keeping people from parking there all morning.
You got one of our
Lord.
high rollers coming in.
No, I'm nowhere near a high roller. I'll tell you that right now.
This is like Clark Griswold right here.
That's me.
Nah, you're more like Cousin Eddie.
I don't
Yeah.
have Uncle Lou money. I can't do all that high roller
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah, we ain't got
Uncle
a
Lou,
little
buddy.
cash. Yep. Hey, Terry, morning, buddy. Sorry I wasn't paying attention. I was reading the obituaries to see if anybody I know died.
Good morning, Terry B.
You know you're getting old when you read the obituaries every day to make sure you don't want to miss
Make sure
someone.
you're still alive.
Yeah, make sure I'm not in there. John Smallwater, don't make that bet. You're going to jinx me. I'm telling you right now. I will send the worst karma down your way you ever seen, and them fish won't hit for a week. I got some juju like that now, I'm telling you. I don't use it very often, so don't make me. If my lawnmower doesn't start when that switch comes, I'm calling you on the telephone. I'm telling you right now.
So I stumbled on something down there when we were down there in Tennessee at the gathering. Because we get, I keep my boat in the garage. We got a bake refrigerator in the garage, and we're always dealing with mice getting in there. And then, of course, they die somewhere, and you never know where they're at. You smell them. It's just so I found this stuff. I found this thing down there that's supposed to keep the mice from even coming in the garage, and I had to get a few of them.
Little
But
bags.
this is what they look like.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, that's too much. I put one on each door in the garage, and underneath side of every lid in your boat, guaranteed nothing will get chewed up.
Yeah, that keeps away a lot of things.
I don't know if I should tell you the second part.
Uh-oh.
It might make me sound bad.
Nah, nothing make you sound bad in my lives.
Well, me and Dominic tease each other pretty bad a lot of times. I was like, wait a minute, I said, Dominic, how's come they actually make you look decent on these pictures? and he was talking about this one specifically. I think John Parker made that for him. I think it was that one. But he goes, I told John, he goes, man, you got me looking like Ernie the Hog Snatcher in that one. And I was like, Dominic, you guys all look alike anyway.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't.
Yeah.
Oh, dang.
He's like, and then he goes, I'm going to go tell Telly.
I'm going to go tell Telly.
I'm going to go tell Telly you're being mean to me.
Exactly. I'll tell Telly she'll put you straight, pal. Yeah, man, I know that guy from somewhere.
Sandy says, why does Dom look like something from Boys to Men?
Repels women as well.
John said.
Dominic looks like something from Men That Likes Boys.
Ogle Throne Crabtree.
Oh, dang.
All right. On that note, I got to go to the office.
All right, later, Chris.
All
Thanks
right,
for coming
man.
out, buddy.
Good luck.
Bye,
Have
everybody.
a good day.
I think that guy worked at the motorcycle shop.
I bet Curtis can't name a Boys to Men song. No. But I bet Dominic can.
What's that?
John said, I bet Curtis can't name a Boys to Men song.
I bet I can't neither.
Terry B said, but you can, right, Mr. Smalls? I knew it. I name a Bones Thugs and Harmony song, Crossroads.
Bones, Thugs, and Harmony.
Yeah,
Uptown Philly back again, doing a little West Coast swing. Name hell, I'm a swinging one. Yeah.
never heard of it.
I was like, yeah, that one escapes me too.
Sandy says, come on, Curtis, even I know a Boys to Men song. I don't.
Yeah, I don't even know who they are. So, I mean, I've heard the word before, but I couldn't. If they could walk by me, and I wouldn't even know it was them.
Oh, I'm sorry. I know one now. I can't lie. Someone messed it into the road. I don't
Into
know.
the road.
I have no idea. It just somebody sent me into the road.
Can't believe your Uncle Luke sent that to you.
Sandy said someone kicked the child off the panel. Sorry, I don't know. Not my genre. It's rock and country. That's what I listen to. Oh, look, John's even putting it out there.
Oh, now.
Boys to Men, is that some? That's a boy band, right?
Yeah, that's what it is. One of them boy bands.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
What was some of the other ones? Boys to Men, Backstreet Boy, or something like that.
I know the Jackson 5.
Yep, I got that one.
Does that count?
Mhm.
Oh, my sister, she used to love the New Kids on the Block. I believe that's what they were called.
Yeah.
That dang one mother effer freaking married my Jenny.
Oh,
Michael Wahlberg.
I don't know. He married Donnie Wahlberg married my Jenny.
Well, Robin Slaver, that sucks.
Sandy said, I never said I listened to them, but sheesh.
Backstreet Boys, actually Backdoor Boys. That's a whole different genre of music there.
Yeah, I don't even know what the hell that is.
Backdoor Boys. It's actually videos. Don't Google it.
Yeah, I wouldn't be Googling that.
I'm not Googling anything you guys say.
That's probably a good idea. A lot of young people dying, man. Huh. I better be careful. A lot of people my age dying.
Sandy said bugs about to terrorize people.
Oh man, I'm just sitting here praying that everything works out when my switch gets here and I can mow my yard.
John said back streets back. All right.
All right. I remember that one because there was girls in my house when that was out. Mm-hmm. Genre.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Is that what Sandy's calling John now?
Something.
Okay, he's like, okay.
I'm tapping or trucking. I know that dude there too. Goodness gracious, I better be careful this weekend. A lot of people I know my age dying.
I think we die a little every day.
Yeah, pretty much. Yep. Bum, ba-da-dum, bum, bum, ba-da-dum.
I said this weather's wicked. We were in the like upper 80s, and now we're in the 50s.
I'm liking the 50s.
Oh, don't get me wrong. Oh, I'd love it to stay in the 70s, get no higher than 70, maybe 80. I don't want to get no higher than that.
Yeah, 75 is about the limit for me.
It's almost time to start going fishing.
Yep.
Night fishing.
Yep.
Sandy said, I don't know, John. Are you trying for a sundress or a mini skirt?
Oh, tapping and trucking. I thought you said topping and trucking.
Yeah, and they always make fun of me because I say something stupid. I just put my J Dogisms on it, and they don't like it.
J Dogisms.
Yeah, I'll say something like J Dog would say to us, and
My balls would hang out the bottom of a sundress. That's a visual I didn't need this morning.
Dan from Northview Outdoors said, I went out yesterday evening. Yeah, I heard you had an issue with the cars parking in the trailer parking spots. I hate that too.
Morning, J Dog. Love you too.
I think it's bull crap. They should park in their assigned parking spots. They should not be in the boat parking spots for the trailers. You want to see my pecker? Want to see my pecker?
No, go away. You want to see my pecker? You want to see my pecker? What? Take you back to your world if you look at my pecker. What do you mean, my world? That's not possible. See this one? Yes. You want to see my pecker? Yes. Where is it? It's my beak. Oh, God. Please.
Thank you, J Dog. You made my day. I don't know where it comes from, but thank you. It was hilarious. Want to see my pecker?
Dan said, "Oh yeah, it was crazy parking. Trailers were parked in the grass and everything." Dan, were you? Did you go out of Red Bank or did you go out of the Oxbow?
He could have been at Buckeye Lake.
No, he was up at Hoover.
Was he at Hoover? Yeah, he was at Oxbow then. They do that a lot at Oxbow.
His balls fitting in the pan. Oh my.
Yeah, be careful what you read from John. He
Yeah.
said the Oxbow, Eric.
Yep, that's what I figured. 'Cause they do that a lot up there. 'Cause there ain't
The older
at
you get,
Oxbow. There ain't that many car parking. So
yeah.
Well, they do it at Red Bank too.
I ain't gonna pay.
yeah,
Get out of here.
makes you almost wish you had a repo vehicle. You know what I mean? One of them trucks that's got the stinger that comes down. That way you can just tow their car away. That would be funny, you know. Take their car and tow it from Oxbow and tow it and put it down at Red Bank.
Yeah.
You think somebody stole their car? Oh, well, we must have parked at the other boat ramp.
No, Eric, take it from the Oxbow and put it around the corner over there in that dirt parking lot.
Yeah.
When you first come in to the left.
No, the other one's better because they'd be all walking all around the boat ramp and saying, "Man, didn't we put in right here?" And I thought we did. Well, let's go check the other boat ramp.
Yeah, but it's the stupid people that's driving their freaking cars or SUVs and parking there in the boat in the trailer where they're not supposed to be there.
Yeah.
It's bullcrap. You think the DNR people would freaking get on them? That and the kayak people. Nothing. Yeah. I apologize right now to you kayak people.
Kayak people are out of control. The real fishermen kayak people are okay. They know what to do. It's the ones that bought one at Walmart, you know.
Right. Stop putting in right there at the freaking boat ramp. You're taking up way too much time. There ain't nothing to the kayak, and then you just leave it sit there. Get it together, kayak people. For me, I just want to push them out of the way. You shouldn't have been there in the first place. You should be right over there where the kayaks are supposed to be putting in. You ain't supposed to be over here putting it in at the boat ramp. But I got a boat. You don't own the lake. Well, you're about to find out that I do own the lake. Just got me a brand new kayak too.
And look at that tornado. That's unbelievable, man.
Terry B said many kayakers are posers.
Yeah.
I agree, Dan. Dan from Northview Outdoors said, be nice if the Rangers would write some tickets and enforce the parking regulations. You got right.
Yep. That's all it takes.
Yeah, I like my feel better. Fill them to another boat ramp. Take them from the Oxbow and take them all the way to the Twins, Curtis.
Yep. That's the other thing that pees me off there, Dan. He said, well, I had a family come back in the boat ramp, and they just left their kayaks on the ramp while they took their vest and crap off.
I backed my trailer right over them.
Yeah, and then they get mad, Buggy, and say, well, you don't own this lake.
I said, no, but
You're
there's boat ramps for motorized vehicles, and that is not a motorized vehicle. Get it the hell off the ramp.
That's right. You're about to find out I do own this. Then you'll have the other guys that are waiting there in line too, and they're all be sitting there clapping at you like, yeah, that's our boy.
Yep. Somebody got to make a stand.
What I hate is when you're out fishing and then you catch a fish and then they want to come right up on you. Oh, no, nice catch, a nice fish. Buddy, I got other lines out there. Get the heck away from here.
Well, that part there you got to educate them on is all. They don't know.
No,
They're not
that's when you pull out. That's when you pull out the Roman candle and say, "Hey, back away."
We're not all assholes like you, though. See,
That's right, Eric. Dan said I probably wrote more tickets than the Rangers do.
Mm-hmm.
Our last video shows how long me and wife are on the boat ramp. Not long. Most people don't take that long on the ramp, John. That's what I'm saying. The kayakers, though, I mean, they think they own the thing.
Yeah, Chris, I can understand that. Yeah.
I missed what Chris said.
He said he got in trouble for putting his John boat in at the canoe launch one time, got a ticket from some
Oh, yeah, of course.
ultra-friendly DNR guy.
Yeah,
They
of course.
didn't want to use the ramp for a little boat.
Of course, you'll get in trouble for that. Bull crap.
Yeah, I noticed that, John, actually. And I noticed the alligators in your video, too.
He says all my boats are John boats.
Well, me and Curtis always said that over there by the one side, there should be a kayak boat launching ramp just for kayaks. That way they stay out of the way at Oxbow.
Yeah.
But that's another reason why we don't go to Oxbow.
I don't yield for me either, John. Sometimes for the fishing ones, sometimes if I know who it is. But most of the times I don't really give a crap. With the pontoon, they'll just go right up underneath there, so I don't care.
Exactly. Yeah.
I'm going to teach them a lesson one way or another. Terry B said my spare gun went off accidental.
Yeah. Oops. Are you okay? Yeah, I wouldn't pull that out.
Sorry about that.
My bad.
Yep. Ain't a bad idea right there. That took care of that kayak.
Mm.
We won't be seeing them for a while. John said I'm the guy that thinks he owns the boat ramp, remember?
Be careful, you end up on a viral video.
Yeah, you'll be like that one guy we saw jumping on the other kid's boat. All you're teaching them is that you can't see for SMIT, whatever that means.
Schmidt, which means shit. All you're teaching them is you can't see for shit. Boat ramp bros. I'll bet there's a whole video series on that.
Yes, there
Allen
is.
Creek Drive or Allen Creek Lake here.
I don't even want to see it. I like the drunk boat ramp people. The one where the guy takes off when the boat drops off the trailer.
I sent that to you.
Yeah, I like it.
That's great. Just floor it.
Yeah,
I got it.
Floyd, come on.
I'll hold the boat on the trailer by my legs. That's gonna work. Nah, stupid.
God's natural supply.
You're supposed to hook the trailer winch to it and everything else, you dummy.
Yeah.
No, I got this. They have the motor down and everything. That sucker just.
Yeah, buddy.
You
Yeah,
dummy.
kind of hard on it. Yep.
See you later, Sandy.
Get a job, Sandy.
Get a job, Sandy. She said, I'm loving and leaving. Stay safe and ruffle up some mischief. Enjoy your Monday, everyone.
See you, Sandy. Be safe.
I like it. Get a job, Sandy. I like it, Buggy. I'm a messenger to that, too. Get a job, Sandy.
That's how we'll greet her from now on when she comes in here. Hey, Sandy, get a job. That's her official greeting from now on.
I did. I messaged it to her. Jerry, good morning. Let's see what she says back. Probably big. Hey, Buck, I'm supposed to tell you can kiss her butt. She used a different word, but I said butt.
She would fall in love if I did, so I'll pass.
So she's looking all around and she says, "What is that?" I said, "What's what?"
There you go. This is from J-Dog.
So there I am now at the marina. She walks up and says, "Skipper, how come you never take me for a ride on your skiff?" I said, "Baby, climb aboard." So she's looking all around and she says, "What is that?" I said, "What's what?" She says, "That." I said, "Well, that's my Johnson." She says, "But it's so big." I said, "Yeah, it's a big old Johnson." I got a big old Johnson. I got a great big Johnson. I got a long shaft Johnson. I got a big old Johnson. I got a big old Johnson. Don't need no effing room. So she says, "How do we get this thing started?" I said, "Well, first you got to prime it." She says, "How do I do that?" I said, "Well, you reach down there and grab that ball and give it a little squeeze." She said, "Like this." Just like that. So there she was, squeezing on my Johnson. Squeezing on my Johnson. She was squeezing on my Johnson. Yeah, squeezing on my Johnson. She was squeezing on my Johnson. Don't need no effing room. She said, "Now what do I do?" I said, "Well, you got to set the choke." She said, "I have to do that?" I said, "Absolutely." So there she was, choking on my Johnson. Choking on my Johnson. She was choking on my Johnson. Oh, choking on my Johnson. She was choking on my Johnson. Don't need no effing room. She said, "Now what?" I said, "Well, you got to reach over there, get a good firm grip. Give it a pull." She said, "Like this?" I said, "Yeah, just like that." So there she was.
Hey, Jerry Hager, morning.
Pulling on my Johnson. Johnson. She was tugging on my Johnson. Yeah, pulling on my Johnson. She was pulling on my Johnson. Don't need no Evan Root. She said, Skipper, I'm really impressed with your power head. But I think something's wrong with your lower head. Because I don't feel anything. He said, baby, there's nothing wrong with my lower unit. The reason why you don't feel
You won't
anything is
go out,
because
honey?
you didn't set the trim on it. She said, I gotta do that? I said, you betcha. So there she was. She set the trim on my Johnson. Set the trim on my Johnson.
She set the trim on.
Set the trim on my Johnson. Set the trim on my Johnson. She said the trim on my Johnson don't need no Evan Root. And away we go.
All right, I'm over it. You can Google the rest. Come on, guys, I'll let you out. Thank you, J-Dog. That was awesome. I'm sure I'll get a strike or something for that. Not that I know what that is. I wouldn't even know if I got a strike, to be honest with you. Yeah, Hayfield's about ready for belling.
Has Butters come over lately?
Yeah, he's over yesterday a couple times.
A couple.
Yeah. And then I forget what they were doing, something outside in his yard. So he was over there most of the day. He's got real bad timing. He always comes over at the wrong time when I'm doing something. And I'm like, dude, get out of here. Come back in about an hour. Then he'll take off. There you go.
He just comes over to get the treats anyhow.
Oh, that's it. Yeah. And poor little guy. I felt so sorry for him yesterday. You can see Butters over next door in the yard running back to the end of the yard and back up and running back and forth up. And the little guy just stand on the porch watching him, moving his head back and forth. I almost let him off his lead to let him go run up and down with him.
Yeah.
He's getting better at coming back when he gets out, though. Yeah. Yeah, he's getting better. I want to start taking him in my truck or in the SUV with me riding so I can take him fishing and stuff with me when the time comes. Man, I had this knot at the base of my thumb right at my wrist. It was like a bump. I don't know what it was. You know, it was about probably quarter to a half inch high. And like I said, I don't know what it was. And it hurt when you touched it or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, I was trying to put one of these pulleys back up on the lawnmower, and I went to smack it with my hand, and I missed and smacked it on the lower part of my hand right on that bump. And I don't know what happened, but it's almost all the way gone now. It went somewhere. It hurt like the dickens, but I was like, wow, the bump's gone now. I wonder where it went. I had a thing on my elbow one time. It was like a big round ball of fluid. You know, I don't even know what it's called, what you call it. And I was supposed to go to the doctor the coming week to get it looked at.
Mm-hmm.
And I was dirt bike racing on Sunday, and I crashed. And when I landed on one elbow and my other arm or whatever.
Ouch.
In that thing. And I felt fluid running down my arm. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, oh, crap, man. I looked, there wasn't no blood or nothing, so I kept going the race, and I got done with the race, and I took my jersey off, and there was no blood or no fluid on my arm or anything. It was all on the inside of my arm. The thing was gone, never came back. But it felt like there was fluid running down my arm, but it was on the inside, evidently. It's like pretty bizarre, you know, like what in the heck? Because I was more worried about the shoulder I almost broke than I was the thing popping, because the shoulder hurt real bad.
Right.
That's where I actually ended up having surgery on it after that.
Later, John.
All right, John, enjoy. Crazy lady beating on the door. Feed me. Feed me. Hey, mister, feed me. Be like my grandma. I'll call the FBI. And I used to teach her, Grandma, you can't even spell FBI. What are you talking about? You're lucky I ain't got a phone. Believe me, I know I am. Moving on over. I got a big old Johnson.
There's Colorado Jay. You said good morning, everybody.
Hey, what's up, Jay? How are you? Hey, man, are you anywhere? How far are you from the Grand Canyon, Jay? I don't know much about out there. That's why I'm asking. I just know it's over that way somewhere. The Grand Canyon is. And it's pretty big and long, so it may be within 1,000.
I thought the Grand Canyon was in Wyoming.
No, dude. The Grand Canyon is out in the desert area. It's far. Is it like down in? It's over by Vegas and stuff in that kind of area, isn't it? Yeah. Now I gotta Google it and see where it's at because I don't remember. I know it's out west. I just don't remember exactly where.
Arizona.
There you go. Yeah, there's the map. That's what I wanted to see. That can't be that far from me. Where are you at? In Colorado, Jay. There's Denver. Yeah, that's not too far. What, about 800 miles or so, maybe? But anyway, the reason I ask is my there's a big Indian reservation there. You don't want to be playing around. My pastor he was like a 2-month vacation to go around and see the country. And he said he was in the Grand Canyon by the Colorado River camping and catching channel cats one right after another.
Yeah, Buggy, you should have known that by the National Lampoon.
You know how long ago I seen that movie when it came out?
I know, right? It's been a while.
Yeah. The only thing I remember is Christy Brinkley in the swimming pool. I'm thinking how lucky that would be.
The aunt or whatever she is was tied up to the top of the car and just pouring down the rain. Just leave her there. That's fudged up.
2,000-year-old sarcophagus was just unsealed, and the mummy inside is mind-blowing. Cool. You know, there's some stuff you probably shouldn't mess with, and 2,000-year-old burial places is probably one of those, in my opinion. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You'd be waking up having bad dreams before you know it, because you opened up a 2,000-year-old burial ground of some ancient king who had magic.
Don't play around with that crap.
Nope, me neither. It ain't for me.
Oh yeah, and the dog tied to the bumper, Buggy.
Yeah.
He must have kept up with you for like a mile or so. You can't really think that I would have done that.
Hey, Dog and I Outdoors. Don't judge. You know how old and how many times I've hit my head racing? I don't remember nothing. Seriously, I've had CT scans and stuff. I got some brain damage. And it's all related to my memory. And the only good thing about it is you can watch a movie that you've seen 10 years ago and it's all new to you. Actually, 2 years ago and it's all new to me. What do you think, little man? You staying out for a while? Can't say I blame you. Be done with that. Moving on over.
National Lampoon's Vacation.
Yep. Hi, buddy. He's the best dog in this room at this very moment. Yes, you are.
Good movie.
Hold on, let me put the gate up. Little guy's up at 4 o'clock this morning, wasn't you, buddy? Huh?
Heck yeah.
Letting me know it was time to get out of bed, didn't you, little guy? Come on, tell me. Huh? I got to collect your toenails, man. I know you're not going to like that, but it's going to have to happen, okay?
Say what dog does.
I literally I had to get drugs from the vet to do Tilly. Literally, tramadol and gabapentin, give her like 2 tramadols and 3 gabapentins or something like that to get her all drugged up. And the second time, it's like she developed an immunity system to them, and it didn't work very well. So Justin had to hold her down while I'd done it. It's just a week or two ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. And little guy's got to get his clipped. I may take him somewhere.
I know a person.
There used to be these people in
There's a person in Foster, Kentucky that'll do it.
oh yeah, J Dog's wife does that, don't they?
Yep, Miss Tara.
There used to be a lady came into the PetSmart by me in Noblesville, and it was either $5 or $10 cash, and she'd clip your pets, and there'd be a line of people standing. I don't know how many of them she'd do it Wednesday nights, every other Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
$5. It may have been $10. I don't remember, but it was cash, so there wasn't no taxes getting paid on any of that money.
Right.
Well, you agree with me on there, Colorado Jay? I missed it, buddy. I'm sorry.
Probably the brain damage.
Yeah, it's all right. I got it, man. I'm not afraid to admit it.
Deer's laying down there.
Was there?
Yeah.
Well, I about hit 3 of them the other night. Coming
Debate.
back from fishing, come think of it.
Debating on if I want to cross the road or not.
That's what the deer was doing when I went down the Alzalton County Road, just right outside the state park, and there was 3 of them standing. I mean, one of them's head was right at the edge of the road.
Yeah.
And they turned around and jumped back as I got close. But yeah, I was like, man, I'm glad I was paying attention, or we would have probably had us a deer.
Yeah. They're the deer from down there around J Dogs. They jump right out in front of you.
Yeah.
They want to play Frogger.
Mm-hmm. Little guy, you got a sunspot? Heck yeah. There's nothing better on earth than a sunny spot on the floor to lay, is there?
Yeah, no.
He says, dude, I would open my eyes if I can, but this is just too damn good.
I'm like Buggy. Me and the sun just don't get along.
Yeah, I hate it, man. I used to be, I mean, it never bothered me before, you know what I mean? I don't know what happened, but my son said something about it was doing it to him, that he was having trouble being in the sun.
I don't like it. Don't like it.
I loved it. We used to. I remember, in fact, we was talking about 500. We used to go to opening day of time trials every year, and that'd be like the first sunburn of the year because I wasn't fat then, so I could have my shirt off. And
Right. Oof, now.
we'd get fried that day, sitting there in them aluminum bleachers all day drinking beer.
I was going to say, wouldn't care.
Yeah.
Wouldn't care until tomorrow morning. Or when you go to lay down. Oh, shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, dog and I got a good set of nail clippers.
Bug, remember them old lawn chairs? What were they made out of? They like straws or something? I always said they were
Had
straws.
the little rubber hoses like thing.
Yeah, where it's like a lawn chair. Remember, you sit out there and kind of stretchy or whatever.
Yeah.
It's sitting in the sun or whatever, and
Yeah.
you get them little stripes or whatever in you.
Yep. Yep, I know exactly what you're talking about.
They were comfortable though.
Yeah, the lawn chairs, and the foot and the head, you could fold them up.
Yep, it was easy.
Yeah.
Yep, I remember always getting those kind of sunburns and those little cracks.
Yeah. I've already had mine. I had blisters on my shoulder and was pilling the other day.
Oh.
Yeah. I hadn't had a sunburn like that in a while. As I mowed that one day, it was in the 80s.
You said you were out fishing again?
No, I was mowing.
Oh.
I
Oh, you
went
said you were
fish-
out fishing the other day.
Yeah, I went fishing the other night.
What'd you do? Go over to the pond?
No, I went out to reservoir. It's kind of windy.
Yeah.
And well, what I done, I went out there and threw some chicken out because I know I've caught catfish the same place I catch those carp. I know I've caught some catfish there. I caught one carpfish, and I know for a fact. I thought I'd go out there and throw a line out and just see what happened. And nothing happened. I'd like to. I need to run over to Anderson, that where I caught my PB at. Where that small pond, lake, or whatever is the perfect size for my little boat. It's got like two small lakes, and they're connected by a little canal. It goes underneath a little covered bridge.
Oh, yeah.
It's a walking trail covered bridge, not a car one. But yeah, and I don't know what's on the other side over there. I just know there's a place you can pull, on the other side and check it out, but it goes on around a point you can't see. And I'm like, I wonder what's back over there. So I figure I'll take the boat out there this summer and boat around. See where the catfish are hiding at. That's the best thing about having a boat. You can boat around a new body of water and look for them. Parents abuse 7 kids in underground mud caves for years. You see a lot of weird shit like that these days, where parents keep kids locked in a room or something. Well, what's wrong with these people?
What is that off that Killebuck Creek?
Killebuck Creek?
Yeah, is that what you're talking about? One of them?
Me?
Yeah.
It's behind the Payless. Are you looking at the map?
Yeah.
Okay, let's see here.
I see Payless. Yeah.
Okay, directly behind the Payless, there's a street. And there's a park there. Hold on, I gotta get over there real quick. Let's see, here we go. Yeah, if you look where Scatterfield comes to Cross Street, and you go west on Cross Street, right at Alexandria Pike, right in there's a boat ramp, and that's the lake right there. And then you can see the little channel that runs through there into the other lake. It's kind of long. And that's what it is. I mean, it's not real big, but it doesn't get catfished very much at all. You know what I mean? Yeah. Hey, Rick, good morning, buddy.
Wild Man Rick. He said, good morning,
Bobby's
Buggy.
Cafe and Shady Side Bait and Tackle. They ain't got much in the bait and tackle department.
Yeah, I was just looking at that.
They got more in the ice cream department.
The Shady Side Bait House.
Yeah.
That's the bot.
And where it's at, that road that runs along the lake right there.
Yeah.
It stops. That's a flat area right there. You can pull down in there in your car. And a little path that goes across the creek thing there, that's where the little bridge is at.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, see, and all I've seen is that first lake, and then you can see where it comes around and it starts through the little channel. Well, I haven't seen anything. I don't know what's through there. I've never been through it. And then the other lake where that little road ends, I was just talking about, in that flat area out there, that little peninsula, that is the only place. So I don't know what's back here on this other end of the lake.
How big is that White River?
Oh, it's around here. There's nowhere in it deeper, and you can walk across it.
Oh, okay.
And not get your knees wet most places. Yeah, now when it gets down south of Indianapolis, it gets pretty good, and actually just a little north of Indy. But up here where we're at, it sucks. It's just nothing. There's no deep spots anywhere.
Gotcha. That Summit Lake, is that any good?
That's where I go catfishing at. Yeah, that's the state park by me. Yeah, real good. It's a real good bluegill lake.
What about that reservoir that's north of it?
That's the Muncie Reservoir where I go carp fishing at.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, doggy. I'm going to start calling that the J-Dog Ass Whooping Reservoir.
We have to have them change the map, won't we?
Yeah, I'll get Trump's permission.
Yep. And if you look at it, the furthest little finger down that goes out to the east there, kind of shaped like an elbow there.
Yeah.
Yeah, just past it is where I carp fish at, and from where that little elbow is, all the way north to the end of the reservoir,
Mm-hmm.
the entire shoreline has boat docks on it. The entire shoreline, all the way around. There's nowhere to fish.
Wow.
The other side you can't get to. It's all woods and stuff on the other side. You just can't get access. There's actually a dirt bike trails down at the bottom there at Prairie Creek ATV staging area.
Yeah.
Yep, that's where I learned to ride a dirt bike at back in the day.
I'd imagine there's got to be some catfish in there.
They evidently they had a catfish tournament there, or they've had a couple. And the guy that owns the bait shop used to have the bait shop there, and he said that he's seen flatheads come out there or whatever, and 30-pound blue.
Right.
I mean, they must have some catfish in there because, like I said, they have a tournament there every year.
Yeah.
That's one I want to get my boat on because it's close to the house, and I do
yeah.
know up towards the dam there at the very north end of it, there's a couple real nice deep holes right in there, about 40 feet, 30 or 40 feet.
Looks like a nice spot to fish.
Yeah, it's not very deep though. The whole lake's not very deep. And then Summit Lake, they actually, when they flood, they did that park there, Summit Lake. It's only been there since it had to be the late 80s. And when they flooded this area through here, they actually had to buy some of my friend's parents' lands because it took part of it.
What about that Brookville Lake? Is that any good?
That's a pretty good reservoir there, man. Let's see here.
It's got a lot of nice branches.
Yeah, now that's the one. I would like to get on that one. That was going to have to wait till I get a boat like J-Dogs or something, because that's a long reservoir and it's got deep areas in it. Yeah. I forget the guy's name, lives in Rushville. But I always forget his name. But he's fished a few times. But Brookville, actually, my church, we're doing a motorcycle ride down to there in a couple of weeks. I don't know if I'm going to do it or not because my tires are weather cracked. I don't know if I trust them that much. In fact, at the very end of that lake, that Brookville town or whatever, that Highway 1, that's what I take going to J-Dogs.
Really?
Yep, I take it and pick up 52 in Brookville and take it down to 74. It's a pretty freaky highway. You don't want to run much more than 60 on it.
I was going to say, well, Brookville, they got a Dairy Queen.
Oh, yeah, they do.
That means they're big time.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a dollar store and a McDonald's.
CVS.
Skyline Chili. Oh, no.
El Reparo. I like Skyline Chili.
Not me. Nope.
What you got against Skyline?
It looks like the running.
I like the little bags of the shredded cheese they give you, man.
Yeah. Their hot dogs were good, but I don't want chili on it.
Oh, man, you got to be kidding me.
No, just mustard and cheese for me.
Now, them chili dogs, they put it in the little container, right? Well, you just have a knife and a fork and you just cut them up and eat them like that.
Right.
They're awesome. There's a state park there in Brookville. Let's see. Mounds State Recreation Area. Yep.
Looks like a nice little town.
Yeah, Brookville's a nice little town. We've camped at Brookville before. I ain't going to satellite view. That's what am I thinking? There we go. That's better.
Heck, they even got a dam and a spillway there.
Yeah.
You fish that, boy. Let me tell you, you might be like bumping Bob.
Yeah, that spillway doesn't look very big though, as far as where the water comes out.
Yeah, that's
Yeah. It goes in actually the Whitewater River. I've canoed the Whitewater River a few times.
I thought it would be bigger than that now.
I don't know. There by the 101 bridge doesn't look too bad, maybe. But see, there's really nowhere to get access to get all the way up by the spillway. I do see a little 2-lane like farm lane, but you probably got to know somebody to get on that, I imagine. Yeah, you would definitely have to know someone. But I would like to go there. We camped at the campgrounds one time, somewhere around there. I think it's on up the middle part of the lake, isn't it? State Park. Yeah, there it is, Mounds Recreation Area. Yep, there's the campgrounds, it looks like. Yep, that's it. And there's a boat ramp right there.
Mm-hmm.
In Pit Toys. See, and I got my park pass so I can get in there free. And you got to buy the sticker for your trailer, and then you can launch there. You don't have to pay or nothing. Yeah, that'd be a good lake there to spend a couple of days on. If you had like a pontoon with an enclosure, you could spend that first day boating the shore, boating around it with your fish locator and looking at different places, and then the next day you could spend fishing.
Heck, they got a little cafe there up by the boat ramp.
They do.
Yeah, AINSLEY calf.
Yeah, you must be looking. That's the other boat ramp.
It's up north. It's up by the north part.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not far up north, but
yeah, I can see it. The Fairfield Marina boat ramp. See all the boats, the little dots out there are boats tied off to like big tires full of concrete.
it says it's a long, long reservoir.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
Quakertown.
Up Dyke Park. Where's
What
the ramp at?
What in the world
I
are
don't
all
even see a
them?
ramp there yet. I see a marina, but I don't see a ramp.
I was gonna say, do you go up to Quakertown? Look at all that.
Yeah, that's a big campground area and stuff, isn't it? Resort area.
Look out there in the water at Quakertown Marina.
Yeah, those are all boats. That's how they do it at these state reservoirs.
Wow.
Yeah, they just tie them off to, they sink big tires full of concrete with an islet in it. And the boats just sit there and float around.
A lot of boat ramps.
When I worked at the reservoir and up at the Salamone in the summers, that was part of my job, was to ferry the people out to their boats. We had a John boat with a 25-horse Merc on it. It was cool. It'd haul butt. Yep, there's Dunlopsville boat ramp. Yeah, it does have a lot of boat ramps.
Yeah, it does.
Whitewater Main Road boat ramp, Silver Creek boat ramp. Yeah, that's sure does have that one there. Would be okay. That's where we camped at Whitewater Park. Okay, that makes sense. Whitewater Lake boat ramp. Okay, that's its own little lake right there.
East Fork Whitewater River is what.
Whitewater, yeah. It's that one. There's another one that's kind of like the White River here. It's got a little bit deeper spots, but that's a big canoeing river.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people. There's a lot of canoe rentals on it.
Damn this up.
What time is it? Oh hell, I gotta go, man. I got stuff to do.
Yeah. It's your show, Buggy. You shut her down whenever you want, buddy.
Got me in here all carried away doing stuff.
Oh, I was looking at rivers and stuff and
Yeah,
reservoirs.
I'm with you. I get okay, fellas in the chat. Appreciate y'all hanging out today. Sometimes I get carried away and forget. I apologize. I hope everyone has a great Monday. And if I'm not here Friday, you know I set my mower on fire and got arrested. I'll talk to you later.
Later, everybody.